How long are we gonna give that? 1 minute? Start at 10.
Yeah, a minute. A minute. No,
Have this
a
go
minute.
for an hour.
Yeah, because we have to have a lot to talk about here, bro. Like this Zoro hype, we have to get it.
Is there a lot to talk about? Oh my
I mean,
God.
yo, I was watching some live reactions. Maybe the first time in a while, and bro, I had no idea Laz was such a big Zoro fan. Boy.
You just realized this?
I just realized.
Laz
What?
is one of the
How?
biggest Zoro
That's
fans
the
ever.
brethren.
Yeah.
It's like in your family tree.
Laz, Zoro fanboy 124, obviously.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
Who else? Bao, King.
I'm pretty sure Frankie.
King Recon.
I'm pretty King, no, King Lightning. hates
King
Zoro,
of
bro.
Lightning. He doesn't hate Zoro, but
No, he dislikes Zoro, bro. He
No,
dislikes
he
Zoro.
doesn't. I don't think he dislikes him at all. He's just a Sanji fanboy.
Well, in
No,
comparison,
he
to
likes
Sanji-
Zoro, but if it came to choosing his allegiances, he's gonna choose Sanji.
100%,
Yeah,
100%, 100%.
But it's not just based up Zoro. You choose Sanji compared to everyone. This dude says Sanji's stronger than Kid.
Yeah, that's
So
wild.
I'm not.
Yeah, but we all know King has his whack ticks.
Yeah, that's wild. That's wild. That's wild. Even after the King's
Bro.
hockey, he was like, "Yo," he still was like, "We gotta see."
If we're being really honest here, King Lightning has some of the worst. I'm like power scaling takes, bro. It's ridiculous. It's some crazy
Three
stuff.
admirals equals one Yonko.
Yonko and all
Did
that
he?
stuff.
I never
It's
really
crazy.
finished that video. Did he really say that?
Yeah, bro. I heard it.
Did he?
I heard people say that he did. I
I
don't
thought
know.
he just made a poll. I didn't actually go do the follow up and watch the
I
video.
didn't watch the video. So
I find
I
it
agree
incredibly
to a
that even
certain
King,
degree.
with all of his takes, would say that it would take 3 hours to beat
that's
one
wild.
Yonko.
That is wild.
I'm pretty
Especially,
sure. I don't know.
especially
I
with
never
the
watched video.
Shiki and Garp and Sengoku stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, guys. He's the guy that said that Judge is top 5. I mean,
Yeah, but like he said that knowing it was a joke.
yeah, it
though.
was true. It was true. But Judge,
Like at
Judge
first, it
may
was
be
like,
top
oh, okay,
5.
No, no,
maybe
no,
Judge
no.
is really, really strong. But like once his character was revealed, I was like, okay, I just gotta take this. I mean, he
The
was
thing
hyped
is,
because of what
when
Sanji
Judge
did.
characters broke, his character broke down, like
Tea party
in
when
a
he
tea
cried?
party. Oh my god! Like
yeah,
I
that
had
killed him.
such high expectations for Judge, man. Not.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually thoroughly satisfied with Judge.
And it was some
No.
weird part about it
This
as
is
well.
I think Judge is probably one of the better characters in that entire
The
arc.
reason why I wasn't satisfied with him, well, I like what he brought to the arc for sure because he maintained his stance throughout, right? Like he didn't get changed by Luffy or any random shit like that. So I really enjoyed that. However, I didn't like the fact that someone as smart as Judge was so gullible.
Well, I think
I don't
that's
know.
just the
My whole
drama in
thing-
general.
What do you mean?
Well, personally, for me, the explanation for Judge-
Okay, here's my thing, right? So like Judge is stupid. Like they're all stupid when they thought that Big Mom was gonna be like cool with them.
Stupid.
But the stupidest thing after it was actually after they got betrayed. Whenever Sanji went to go visit Reiju, and he was like, "I can't do shit. Zeph's in danger," and then Reiju said, "Worry about it later. Big Mom won't touch him." After they just got betrayed.
You know what? So, yeah, so she said worry about it later because she said Big Mom won't touch him. That was basically us that brought it to her. Right? Was saying that Big Mom didn't ever care about Zeph. That was us using it as like to hold over your head. So don't fucking worry about it. But no, you're right. Where it's like, why would you trust that after Big Mom? Everything that went on there. But
I think Judge was supposed to be this big mini antagonist that's
I think
some
Judge would
fury.
have came out a lot
just-
better if Oda had spent because like here's the one thing with like with the way the arcs are now, I can't tell if we're getting an arc that was entirely meant to be that arc or if with every arc we get it's just Oda's like, okay, I fucking ran out of time. I gotta combine 3 arcs into one, and then like he like mashes it together like he would do like
I like the sound effect. I just didn't like how
You got a
Vince
point.
Vaughn
Yeah,
I
portrayed
agree.
it.
admitted that
1000%
Punk Kaiser
yes.
was basically that. I
Well,
think
because
he
here's the
admitted
thing, like Germa could have been like they could have been expanded upon so much more, but it was like,
Yeah.
okay, so they're like the reason Sanji's here, where they're just kind of just like there.
Yeah.
It's like, come on.
Yeah, because I
Am I
felt
lagging again, guys?
no, you're fine. But
Then what's going on then?
with what?
What do you mean?
I realized that the last time I came back here,
Mhm.
it seems my hockey gotten weak.
It has.
Everyone keeps talking over me. Like, what's going on? What's going on here?
No, it has.
Before I was fine, but it's like when I come back, like everyone like, who this guy?
It has, Lando. You got to step up, man.
This is the new world.
I
but
don't know
no-
what's going on, but it's-
I do think that Ichiji was supposed to be expanded upon. I felt like Judge was gonna get more into Ichiji and some of the brothers' personalities, and it was like, you know, we didn't get much from Ichiji. Barely said anything the entire arc.
He said like 3 lines of dialogue total, bro.
The entire arc.
Phasma from like Last Jedi.
The most he said was literally like at the tea party when Katakuri fucking got him. Like, it's like, what is going on? Why is he not speaking? And then Oda would focus on like little like things he would like his facial expressions and things he would do.
Right, yeah, like there'd be panels showing like some
like like ellipses.
Like, oh shit. Ichiji's thinking about something.
Remember that time, like right before the tea party, like the night before they were drinking, and he has the cup, and then Oda focuses on him, and is like, "Okay, what does this
like
mean?"
He's in the forefront. He's like, "Okay, this thing is important," and then
nothing comes from it. And then
the most that happens with Ichiji is like they rescue Sanji, and he's just like, "Stop laying around."
It's
I think
so
you're probably supposed to
weird.
supplement that immense hype Zoro usually has, like that big.
He
badass
did.
Stuff.
He did have
Yeah,
that.
you feel like you're supposed to
And then
supplement that Zoro not being in the arc.
And then I expected, I should say, for at some moment for Sanji to confront him, because in the flashback he was the main one beating Sanji's ass. So I expected at some point Sanji to do
also in the
something.
flashbacks, he was like the leader of the bunch.
Yes.
So he was obviously the most important.
And bro, and even in real time, when he's the one that came to Sanji's like, "Yo, don't fight back." Like, remember?
I don't know. The one
And it
thing
wasn't those
that I
Sanji.
really
He
didn't
said
like.
to Rayleigh that.
What?
I think he said to Reiju, to leave her back when she.
Well, you
Yeah,
talking about when
he was like, "Listen, fuck him."
Yeah, it was basically like Reiju.
When we talking about when Reiju got hit by Big Mom's fire.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, like honestly, if you look at it, Ichiji was being professional about it.
Well, the thing is, throughout the arc, Ichiji.
Well, yeah, it was even the job, of course.
He somewhat maintained his stoic demeanor, right? Because the brothers start to cave as the arc went on, where they start to show more emotions. Where they're like, "Oh, we don't give a fuck about anything." Then Reiju gets hit. Then they're like, "Yo, Reiju, are you okay?" And it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's just weird things like that where Ichiji was like, why do you worry about her? She's weak. That's why she got hit. So he kind of maintained it throughout until we got to saving Sanji.
I don't like how, like in a lot of these like arcs, it's like so hard to power scale people because we have like Germa that's like introduced, right? And it's like, oh my god, Germa, the big bad people, they rule over the North Blue and they're like unstoppable, blah 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 blah. But it like means nothing in the context of like the New World because like fucking Don Krieg ruled over the East
Grand
Blue.
Line.
So it's like I don't know. It's really hard to tell like how like strong people like Ichiji actually were.
So that's what
you know what I mean?
that's what
Well,
we
if
were
you can
always
tell
trying to find out.
geography, I mean, you can look at where they are.
It's tough because with Ichiji, he really didn't have something for us to go off of and say, "Oh man, he's really strong." Like,
yeah, I mean, he pretty much got one shot by Katakuri.
The best thing we actually have to go off of is Judge.
No diff.
Yeah, Judge fought Snack.
And like,
Yeah, that's
okay,
a
the
good
snack
feat.
stuff was off screen. Like, we don't really know what happened, but it's
He was
implied that
fine.
he survived. So
Yeah.
at least that's impressive.
He's fine. He fought a fourth commander.
That's the thing. Like, it's weird. As
Well, I mean,
Hokage
there's
comics
only-
progressed, I've become like the defender of Judge in terms of power scaling because I'm like, listen, Judge did fine the entire arc when it comes to power.
the worst thing he did
Exactly
was
right.
he tried to go against Big Mom, and
Yeah, she beat his attack.
which rightfully so, he should have been
that
demolished.
should have happened. That should have happened.
Right? Yeah, that makes sense. Luffy got one shot by Kaido. Judge, who's weaker
But
than
in
Luffy,
that
gets one
fashion,
shot
though,
anyway.
Drizzt, like she bit his attack. Like,
Well, the thing is, like, I don't know what he was thinking. Like, come on, Judge.
Listen, that's just one of those moments. It's actually applicable to the Kaido thing, where it's like Luffy just wasn't using his head
enraged. Yeah,
and went to
yeah,
go
yeah.
fight Kaido, and he got punished for it because he wasn't being smart about
He wasn't
it.
being
Same thing with
smart.
Judge.
Right. So that's the thing where that's why I always say if Luffy fought Kaido again, now it would go a lot differently than what happened. He's not.
Yeah,
gonna
it would
be
go.
one shot.
Luffy would still lose. It just wouldn't be.
It's not gonna be a one
It
shot.
wouldn't be one shot.
No, it's not.
what are you guys saying that the
It
reason
would,
Luffy
be
fought
kind of like
Kaido was
Magellan,
stupid?
I think,
Yeah, I see that.
where it's like he spends a lot of time running away because he can't deal with them, and like he tries to like do his best, and then he just gets completely
I think
overwhelmed.
honestly, it would be like an attack, like one attack to make Kaido at least wince, and then Kaido beats him. Right now, at least. That's
Okay, Mario.
It would depend upon the attack.
yeah.
Because at this
Brago?
point, what Luffy
Luffy
would have to
versus
do in
Kaido.
that scenario is he would have to use like King Kong gun or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, something to make him wince, to show that, all right, it's a better showing than the first time. Because he always does that. Like, that happens all the time with Luffy. He's a instinctive learner. Like, after fighting...
I don't know,
Luffy a
although
few
it's kind
times-
of like hard to compare it because
Yeah,
like
he's a dumb
Kaido's
genius.
not Magellan.
Well,
And this is like pre-time skip versus post-time skip where it's like the entire hockey thing was like not a thing.
yeah, but the thing is, if he gets a really flashback before the fight, he'll be fine.
I mean, the thing is like
are we fucked in the fact that Kaido didn't even use
I was
hockey against
kinda-
Luffy?
I was
Did he
kind of like
not?
half.
We don't know that.
I mean, many people assume that
Yeah, I don't want to
used
get into
some
that
for-
right now
I believe
because
it.
I think he did.
I think he did
And
as
if
well.
he didn't, I think he used I think if he didn't use hockey at the very least, his club is
He used hockey. There's no way he's
is
knocking out
Keystone.
Luffy without hockey. I
Yeah.
don't believe that.
Well, Brago.
Well, I mean,
You'd be
his
surprised.
attack was like thunder, right? So it's like he
Yeah, some
did
semblance
something
of
to his
like
attack.
some spirit thing, like
Yeah, we still don't know what the
Yeah.
fucking
Well,
thunder
that's similar
fire
to
is
the
on
elephant tour.
attacks.
That's similar to the
We have no
elephant
idea
tour.
what the
It's
fuck that
tension.
shit is.
like Ashura
but-
and Diablo Jambe. Like, is it hockey?
Yeah, we don't know what the fuck that shit is. Fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say. God damn it, Lando.
Oh shit, my bad.
Thunder Bagua. That's the name of the attack was.
Oh yo, Manga she was wild.
Actually, Manga Panda said
Manga stream was wild.
trigram 64 palms or
Yeah.
some shit.
That was
30.
Manga stream, bro.
Yeah.
Neji Yuga.
It's wild.
They were
but it's
No,
but
what I was gonna say
go
is,
ahead,
like,
Froob, before you forget again.
What?
Yeah.
Like, are you guys really gonna accept a fucking? Because like, I've heard this argument brought up a million times where it was like, okay, well, Luffy gets one shot by Crocodile, and then he comes back and he ends up beating him at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Do you really think that it's like acceptable to look at it like that? Like, if he beats
No.
Kaido, do you actually think that that's like?
Well,
there's
look, here's the
any
thing. No, it's
possible
not
way?
Situation
comparable
is
because you're
different, though,
comparing
Froob.
villains at the beginning of the series without like an established power scheme to literally like the strongest
Yeah,
pirates
because like
we know of.
the thing is like
It's not
even
not
though
only that as
I
well.
agree that Crocodile was kind of like a ass pull, knowing
Yeah.
what we know now, the thing is it kind of makes sense, right? Because you can assume that Crocodile was probably pretty weak in the sense
I
that
think
anyone.
he was
no,
weak,
no, no. What
he
I
was
what,
weak-willed back then.
no. What I mean by that is like he has a Logia, right? And
Mhm.
a lot of people with Logias probably don't have the best durability. So if you're actually able to get hits in on them, like you can actually probably do some decent damage. So it like makes sense in the sense of that. But it's like
I would
for
say a lot of-
Luffy, if the amount of strength he needs to gain to be able to defeat Kaido, he just needs raw power. You know
I
what
would
mean?
say
It's
he's
just
a lot of
It's
pre-time skip Logias were overconfident because they probably don't get hit a lot in like the East
Yeah.
Blue, right? But I would
Plus,
I would
Adam
assume
Brago-
like New World Logias to be more, aware of like, okay, people can hit you and touch you.
No, I understand that, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying in a general sense, like, you have your stat sheet. Like,
Yeah.
I think that like Logias in general are going to be weaker.
Hey,
to,
Matt
like-
can't join.
Yeah, I was about
Kaido's
to
a
say,
unique
do we wanna-
opponent for Luffy as well? Because I mean, he's a brawler like Luffy, and durability is a factor. Crocodile didn't have that factor. He's more of a character that more technical, and if you find a way to hit him, then you
Right.
might beat him.
Oh, he just
Right.
he just unfortunately has one of those Logias where it's like a way
Yeah.
you can hit him, But
Yeah.
The issue with Kaido is that he completely contradicts Luffy's fighting style. Because with Luffy, he always has power. There's no way to hit you or finger away or to defeat you. With Kaido, even if he finds that way, the raw power is still needed
that's
to an extreme degree.
the thing is, my thing with Luffy was always his base form. That's what I always was worried about. Like, all right, training his base, and now he's doing that. Granted, how much should
I wouldn't necessarily agree with that.
how much
Yeah.
should
So
a
two things.
training camp amplify him? But
Two things that kind of like
Yeah.
leads us into the chapter. So
so we're just gonna lead right into it. Froob, you were saying that our conversation would lead into the chapter. So 937.
Are we using the Viz or
Always the Viz, baby. Unless you want to use manga.
the giant
Panda.
mini?
Yeah, you
blocks
guys
turned
don't
up?
cover the chapters when the Viz comes out, so you guys all just delete your channels.
Yeah. We had this conversation in the Grove about Roger and his channel as well, Drizzt, about like how when he's about to hit 200K and how
Yeah.
he was saying that it's not fun anymore right now because he would upload and lose subscribers and all that. And we were saying some of it could be due to him.
Oh, did he actually say that?
Yeah. When he was
Oh, shit.
he was
But the channel
In his
growing,
2,000
though.
subscriber like about me video.
No, not in there. It was on Twitter because I guess he had made announcements as far as like hitting 200K and all this stuff. And
Yeah.
I guess once you're growing, you have like a decent idea of when you're gonna hit these milestones. I guess what started happening in 199 is that he would upload a video
Yeah.
and then lose subscribers. Like every time he was uploading, he kept losing subscribers. And I
Oh.
guess it started to get to him. So then he'd be like, "Yo, I'm not even gonna upload right now. I'm just gonna take a break." He had it on Twitter. So then we were talking about, okay, is this because of him going to the official release? Do we think that's affecting the channel?
Well, that's gonna be part of it, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I think also part of it becomes not as fun when you're doing
It's
that
just-
because, like, think about it, you're missing out on 2 whole days of conversation.
Yeah, so you're like always behind. So when you're trying to engage with everyone's kind of like.
And also think
yeah.
about it, like people don't think
mean,
this is a
it's
serious
as well.
deal, but in our society, Roger has to mute everything One Piece related and avoid all social media
Yeah.
for fear
Yeah.
of people being like, "Yo, did you see Zoro fucking
So that kind of isolates you as well, where you can't like.
Right, yeah, like he's doing it because he's trying to obtain like a moral high ground, you know, with the release date and like be pleasant with it and not get his channel.
It's a lot of
sacrifice.
It's a lot of sacrifice.
Well, because think about it, like how active has Roger been with the rest of us? Like he used to be in here all the time.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, he hasn't.
I mean, that's the thing because like I mean, he can't really though, right?
No,
because
he can't.
we have our streams on that day, and then we don't
really talk about it.
Yeah, so it's like he's really not that much part of the community outside of like big reveries and things like that. We can't really have him in discussions because a lot of the time it's before the viz even comes out.
Yeah,
and whenever he puts out his videos, he's like, man, we like this chapter. He has like who does he have to talk? Who does he have to talk to?
Because everybody that's watching the video probably already like read the chapter a couple
times. So is video underperforming or
I mean comparison?
No, here's the thing. Comparison what Roger told me is that the videos, view wise, they're nowhere near what he used to get, but because they're like the retention rate's so strong, he's actually doing fine monetary value wise.
Well, then that's fine.
Yeah, it's just although the amount of views though that kind of matters if you're trying to want to grow your channel.
Right. Because the more viewers, the more opportunity for people to subscribe.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a lot of sacrifice, man. I mean,
yes.
Hope it pays off. You know.
Yeah. Good luck to Roger.
Yeah, I hope.
So what's the end goal here? What did he want?
Back to the
he wants to be kind of the leader in the way of like let's move to official release so we can support the official scans. I feel like he wants to be, and then of course it's
means to an end. Then okay, well,
I suppose. I mean, I support the official. I have the viz. I pay for it, but when it comes out, I read it.
I think this convenience because I'm not gonna read to this.
Whatever you're saying, Lando, I'm right there with you, buddy.
It's out.
You're lagging again, Lando.
Wait, shit.
Yeah.
What's up with this Canadian internet now, man?
Yeah,
you gotta go back to Toronto.
Wait. I'm in Toronto.
Come out your cave, Lando.
I mean, you guys don't even know Canada, bro. Like, this is a peaceful place.
You in the 6?
The 6 to 5? Am I good now or am I still?
You're good
now.
Better. I'm good.
You sound better.
Sound better?
But yeah, it is a means to
win. Tell me.
It's a means to win. But it's just like, man, I hope it's worth it. Honestly, just because like it's like I said, it's isolating himself and it's can't be fun.
I mean, it goes against convenience, Brago. I mean,
for a business move, I think it's actually really smart. But just like as your personal enjoyment for the series, it's heavily connected with the community.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. But I mean, people want it fast and quick and accessible. I'm not gonna wait all the way to Sunday to the viz. I only read the viz just to compare to see if there's anything that informative in the viz that's in the Japanese box. But I'm not.
But the thing is, Lando, it's like it's not even like for us smaller YouTubers. Like, okay, if we wait till the viz, it's guaranteed that you're not gonna get a strike, or you know what I'm saying? Like, if it was like that, where it's like, all right, if I wait till the viz, I can do a live reaction showing everything. Then it's like, okay, I think about that. But with the viz and you show it on the Sunday, you can still get a copyright strike.
The thing is like, here's the thing. Like, I think someone quoted Roger saying like, haha, you know, this is like people said you couldn't go to the official viz and find success.
Greg, dumbass.
And like, I saw you, like, I retweeted it as well because I saw you like it, Brago. Is that like that would not work if you were a regular channel? Your channel would basically die essentially.
Well, I thought it was stupid of him to say that.
Yeah. It would work if the community itself as a collective do that.
Yeah, because it's just like, even
if the community is a collective go to Sunday, well, sure.
I don't know, Lando.
You're lagging again. But I mean, yeah, I think it depends on the channel because
established channels can do that and still make it. But
not even that. I think it depends on the content, right? So like Brago's huge thing is like discussions and like reactions. So like that is like really time dependent. But if you're like a theory channel or like I don't really watch Mr. Morge's videos, but I know he does like theories and like discussion type videos like that. I think he would be fine.
Or
with doing official release.
Really late. Normally.
Or King of Lightning. I mean, he's like
he just dropped his reaction today.
Yeah, I mean, he's like the established type of person that.
Even though for King though, that's gotta hurt though. Is there any analytics on how many views King gets if he drops it the day of?
I think I don't know. I mean, it's got to be more. It's probably more than likely more. But the thing is, I think he's settled in because he does Twitch the day of, right? So I guess whatever he gets on Twitch either makes up or eclipses whatever he would do on YouTube, and he gets his regular views on YouTube, and even though he uploads it like a day before the chapter comes out. So
yeah, let's get this fucking show on the road.
yeah,
we've been
Yeah, it's been a while.
we've been bullshitting.
we have.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah,
You are back, Lando.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So if you
back
haven't
like we
noticed,
never
I'm-
left.
For sure. All right.
that's some lame dude slogan called
We're
Brago.
back with the Ting. I don't know.
Bro, call it back. I mean,
It
just
is
fucking
the
mock me at
Ting.
it.
our
I
group
mean,
text?
There's nothing
call that?
else we can call this. It's the Ting.
we're supposed to be called Judas. I mean, come on now.
Judas.
Yeah, it's supposed to be called
You
Judas.
are you are Judas.
No,
not us as a
no,
collective.
The stream was Judas.
No, you're
No, no, no,
Judas,
no.
not us as
Us
a
the collective
collective.
was still Judas.
No. Lando tried to kidnap Drizzt. Like, yo, Drizzt, we're gonna do this discussion, man.
Literally did. Forced me to upload it.
You're gonna record it and upload it on your channel, Drizzt.
What does anyone blame Drizzt? It's on his channel. I mean,
But you,
I even asked you. I was like, "Yo, you want me to give you this file?" And like, actually, I was thinking you could have done it.
he's an accomplice. I mean, come on. No.
you're the mastermind. So we blame you, Judas. You the one that betrayed
Rico.
Jesus. Anyway,
Fact.
let's talk about the greatest Yonko, Big Mama.
Oh God.
Wait, hold on. Before we do that, should we talk about the cover page?
Oh,
yes,
sure. I know
Sunday.
Drizzt had a whole thing about this.
Yeah, I was about to say I watched Dritz's review and he's like, I'm like, all right, he's talking about the cover page. Let me just skip ahead 2 minutes. Let me just skip ahead 2 minutes. Let me just skip ahead 2 minutes. Oh wait, this is half of your review is the fucking cover page.
It was
What's important
literally
about a cover
it was
page,
like
Rich?
7 minutes long of me analyzing the color spread.
Analyzing
Yeah.
Nami's titties. It's crazy.
No, her thighs actually.
And Robin's ass compared to Nami's
It's a bit
thighs.
weird because Oda normally makes Nami the sex symbol. Here's Nami.
Recently in Oda's drawings, he's been making Zoro like more beefy, and Sanji.
I mean,
Oh my
beefy.
god, yeah, his arm is fucking
and
huge.
Sanji
What the
more
fuck?
svelte.
No, but Zoro have
Zoro-
always been pretty thick.
I'd suck his dick.
No, he's no. But the thing is, him and Sanji. Yo,
Yo, did you see Zoro shirtless in Fishman Island?
I saw Sanji.
I saw his neck.
as well.
Bro, Zoro and Katakuri's like the same physique.
No, they're
Yo,
not.
that's another thing. Whenever I watch
Bro.
Whenever I watch
Katakuri's
Dritz's
neck.
live reactions and he comments on how big, like, I didn't even realize that. What's his name? The manslayer. What's his name?
His neck, Kamazo.
Yeah, Kamazo. I didn't even realize that his neck. Was
Did you see
big.
that theory that Gio posted? I don't know if you follow Gio on Twitter.
No, I don't.
But
Who's
Gio,
Gio?
GOAW. It's my guy.
What do you
New
say?
YouTuber?
He said, I think he saw it, Drizzt. He
Yeah,
said
I
that
probably
Kamazo. He said, think about this. Somebody posted a theory, and he posted it. Said, Kamazo could be killer. And
Oh, yeah, that,
he showed
yeah.
the neck size and the weapons they were using, and I was like,
Oh, yeah, I think you I think you like that.
I was
too.
like, it's interesting, but I'm not convinced.
Nah.
I'm
I
not
mean, to
There's
judge
no way.
someone a
If
character based
Oda
off
did kill her
physique
like
is
that,
not wrong, but
that would
it's
be
pretty
If
weird.
Oda lets Zoro, oh my god, that would be a travesty. That would be.
I mean, probably gonna talk about this, but it
it
could
would also
possibly
make no
Denjiro.
sense. But
Yeah,
could possibly
we'll
Denjiro.
get to that.
yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah,
We'll
we'll get to that eventually.
All right, thanks for dropping by, guys.
Drizzt, what's your I guess a short version of.
yeah, can you give us a quick take on
Oh,
this?
the TDLR.
Yeah, not the
Yeah.
not
Oh,
the 7 minute
so-
version.
Oh yeah. So basically, if you look at the color spread, it basically alludes to events that we already knew were going to happen in Wano and things that could potentially happen with the plot lines that are there. So if
What
you look at all of the maps that all of the Straw Hats are holding, it specifically relates bar one in Usopp to the character traits of that character. So if you look at Luffy's map, there's obviously the entire theme is treasure hunting. So you see all the X's. So like it kind of means the Strats are going to go, whoever they are, they're going to go on a journey to do whatever they need to do in this arc and potentially more. So the island shape of the map that Luffy's holding, it looks like a dragon or a beast with horns, kind of symbolic of Kaido. And then he's wearing like Pirate King like, you know, clothing. So it's like that's the journey. And Usopp's wearing something Elbaf related, and Big Mom's in the arc. That could tie in together. Sanji's
Interesting.
hand on the map. Like if you look at the map, it's actually an accurate depiction of the world
Yes,
of One Piece.
The red line is
The
there,
red
yeah.
line, yeah.
Yeah, right. So with Sanji touching a part of the sea,
It's all
if
blue.
what he's touching relates to his character, that could be the North Blue.
Oh,
Are they
North
all
blue.
blue?
the North Blue, and then there are 3 islands that have like a knife stuck in them. And coincidentally, there are like 3 characters from North Blue that we know so far in the arc. Law, Drake, Hawkins. And they were talking about that kind of stuff recently. So maybe something happens there because they were all just talking about Germa too. You know?
Yeah, I'm Black
kind of a coincidence.
I remember like
yeah, their plot line's definitely gonna converge.
When something happened early in the Wano arc. When Drake pulled up. Somebody asked me, I think his name was Matthew. Matthew on Twitter asked me, he was like, yo, do you think all these guys being from the North Blue is going to play a part? He asked that like early in Wano.
Yeah, that's a good intuition.
Yeah.
Yeah, geographics, everything. I mean, they know the culture of North Blue.
Because I remember when I asked, because that was like the ending question I put in my end of the video. So shout out to Matthew for that, because that's something he asked. So that was cool to see play out.
Drizzt, so what do you take about Zoro having the sun pirates on his back? Is that
interesting?
Jinbei?
It could be Jinbei, but like, I think it could be 2 things. I think it could be part Jinbei. I think it could be part Kozuki clan, because it kind of comes from the same symbol.
Yeah.
But for it to be Jinbei, I find it odd for that to be on Zoro, because Zoro isn't a character in any way connected to Jinbei.
At all.
True.
They basically don't even know each other.
In a sense.
He doesn't give a fuck about Jinbei.
And like, he wasn't there during the entirety of Whole Cake Island. Yeah. Zoro has almost no connection to
but that would make sense though, right? Because
if you want to build a character relationship, that makes sense.
No, but what I'm trying to say, it would not that it would make sense, but it would be interesting because Zoro has no idea that Jinbei is like joining the crew, or actually he probably should. I don't know. What I'm trying to say is he doesn't know. He doesn't know anything about like the whole thing on Whole Cake Island. So like it would be interesting if maybe like Jinbei caught him up, or I don't know how that would play.
Well, it depends on what happens with the Big Mom pirates and that plot line, because you also have like the same thing kind of happening on the other part of the color spread, where Chopper is wearing a Jaguar shirt that has the word Gao on it, so that's Peckham's and Pedro.
With which
on
Chopper?
The same shirt, and we don't know what their fate is.
Oh, I see him. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but before we go off this cover page, 2 questions. You were like halfway done before you got interrupted, but
no, keep going. You got.
Yeah. No, I was just wondering like what you said about Frankie and Zoro. Those are like the 2 ones I want to know about. I don't give a fuck about anyone else.
Oh, Frankie. As far as Frankie goes, I feel like it's really hard to try and find symbolic significance for Frankie.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's not really like Frankie and Brooke. I mean, they've kind of been the odd Straw Hats out for like the entirety of their inception in this series.
Yeah.
Because that's just like the kind of character. But Zoro's is obviously very important because, I mean, actually it kind of relates to the chapter. Because if you look at the map that Zoro's looking at, obviously there's a sword on it. So it's like the journey to get a new sword.
Right.
And it even looks like one of the characters on there, there's 2 of them. There's 2 people. There's like a man in the top left corner. There's a man in the bottom left corner. And one of them looks like Yukimaru holding a various weapons.
Oh, okay.
And the bottom left dude, I don't know. I don't know who that is.
This thing is zoomed in and shit.
Yeah.
We zoomed in a while ago.
The day the chapter came out, I saved the picture and I opened it in a different tab and I was like, what the fuck's here?
No, that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
I mean,
liked it.
Yeah, I saw the cover page where it was just like, I don't,
Usually most of the color spreads are actually just kind of like whatever.
Yeah.
But this was one of the few ones in a while that's actually had some stuff
really
to it.
well thought out.
So it probably mean nothing then.
Look at Nami. Look at Nami taking advantage of Orochi to get like the treasure.
Yeah.
Well, the Nami thing is actually really weird because on her map, there's like a Loch Ness monster on her map preventing, and then a castle preventing her from getting in the way of like the X marks the spot. So I don't know what that means.
You seriously zoom in on this thing this in depth? That's crazy.
No, that's good.
I care.
That's good. That's good.
All right.
Well, it's an analysis. I appreciate it.
Great cover page analysis. So
I got to do this sometime to make up.
Can we talk about Big Mom now?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Ready?
Yep.
So with Big Mom, she's headed to Udon, and she really wants Oshiriko.
Awful.
Correct.
I think what's interesting here is that Tama is just so oblivious to what Big Mom, her intentions, and how the real Big Mom.
They all are.
Not Chopper.
It's Chopper, of course.
Chopper. The thing is, when Big Mom says the way the little piece of mochi shines like a frog's eyeball is just, it's like, yo, this lady's weird. But the thing is,
one thing I did want to say about that really quick though is that the fact that we're thinking that what's his name? The dude in the cage.
Kawamatsu.
Kawamatsu, yeah. The fact that the theory around him being a frog, I just thought that was a little interesting piece of dialogue right there, where she thought the Ocharuko was trying.
She gonna eat him?
Okay.
No, I mean I don't know if she's gonna eat him. But I'm just saying,
It's
like,
not for good reference. I understand, Froob.
I like it.
I'm not trying to like piece anything together because it's like so like removed that you can't like get too much out of it. But I'm just trying to say like we think he's gonna be a frog, and like she made that thing. I think there's probably something there.
And honestly, in the cage, only thing we saw was his eyeballs.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
So, Brago, yeah.
They were
regarding this, like, this is pretty awful in my opinion.
What is awful?
We don't even know what's gonna happen yet.
No. It's not a dialect that's awful in my opinion. It's just the distance that they're traveling. If you understand that Zoro went all the way from Ibu to the ring from Kuri to Udon. I'm not a big whiner about certain stuff, but I'm not a detail. But I'm just, it's weird. It's weird and wrong. They should be there a long time ago.
You're lagging a little bit again. But
I'm lagging again.
Yeah, for anyone that didn't really understand what he was saying because he was lagging, he's pretty much just saying that Zoro pretty much went from across the entire island by foot before Big Mom
he got lost
on top of the.
Where's Zoro's at Ringo now?
Yeah, he's all the way down the cemetery.
Yeah.
Zoro. Well, here's the thing. That could be correct. I think you would have to go back and check actually where they started from because Zoro, compared to them, I think has traveled a much less distance than they have.
I don't agree. Plus, also Robin and Nami, they went all the way from Nari Cemetery to the floral capital when they started the journey.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like I actually kind of mentioned that too. It's like the scaling of Wano seems kind of hard to judge.
Yeah, it's a weird because if you're judging by.
I mean, I'm not mad at it. It's just like one of those things. Japan isn't the biggest country.
So you're just saying Big Mom should be there already?
Long time ago.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of thought the same thing too, but it's like, oh, whatever, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it's like one of those things.
Yeah,
I get it. But I mean, as far as the dialogue with her and Oshiriko, it's like at this point, it's kind of being okay. Oda's forcing this. Like, all right,
that is what I don't like as well.
The only thing you can really say about this is that, like, obviously on the next page we find out that Queen has the Oshiruko.
Yeah.
So there's either two things that it's going to happen. The super obvious, well, it's not just two things, but either the super obvious thing is going to happen to where, like, he's obviously showing that Queen and Big Mom are going to get into some weird scuffle because she's going to want the Oshiruko and Queen's not going to give it to her.
Mm-hmm.
Or just something Oda's misleading us in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah. The only thing, okay, so as far as Big Mom, I think what I wouldn't like is if she goes there and then in some way it's like an alliance between her and Queen or some shit where it's like her and Queen become best friends. They start dancing together. Then it'd be like, yo,
they're both in the
Soldier Boy. Crank that Queen.
Yeah.
At that point, we gotta reevaluate like what the fuck is going on with Big Mom. But I think so far, I'm just still waiting. I'm still waiting to see what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I think we've all agreed to a certain extent that Big Mom getting amnesia was pretty trashed from what it was. But up until now, like as far as like what Oda's gonna do with it, we have to wait and see if it's gonna be trash or not.
Yeah,
if that makes any sense. I kind of said that terribly, but
yeah,
I understand what you mean.
All right, so
before you move on, Brago.
Go ahead.
Before you talk, Lando, let me just say something. Oh my God.
A little small thing about Chopper here. It's pretty impressive that he's actually doing this mission.
What mission?
In terms of like leading Big Mom to Udon. In terms of his character over the past few arcs and in the years.
What part is he leading though?
Well, in terms of him being the one navigating her to Udon and it's his idea to take her there.
Well,
he's the one in charge.
Being a navigator and being a leader.
No, in terms of like him coming up with the idea.
Why are you being so AIDS, Drizzt?
Yeah. I'm just saying this character hasn't been this authoritative. I mean, in the entire series. He's always been pushed back and just like a shadow figure when it comes to decision making in the crew. It's kind of impressive to see him being this big bro. He also played the same role as the character as well. So it's pretty good to see that Oda is at least it's at least in his character in this light.
Okay, so no troll. I actually disagree with you.
Disagree?
What do you think, Drizzt?
I actually do not like Chopper in this position personally. For me,
why? It's not the position itself. It's just that the fact that he's the one that's actually.
Yeah, I don't like the. Well, here's the thing. It would be a different story, I suppose, for like Chopper, if he was put into a situation where this was treated in anything other than a gag.
Well, we don't know if it's going
because
to
the context of
like
this
it
entire
up,
situation has been made to seem to be more comedic than it is Chopper actually taking control of something, right?
Well,
We
if
didn't
at
get to
the
see
end,
the
Big
initial
Mom,
reaction between Chopper and the entire crew with Big Mom, which leads me to talk about this point. So I think a lot of people assumed, and I don't know why people were assuming this, is that
Mhm.
Chopper decided after finding Big Mom that he's going to go by himself with this group to break Luffy out, and I don't think that's the purpose at all.
what do you think he's going to do then?
Well, because think about it. Okay, how much does this make sense to you from Chopper's perspective? You take the weakest people in the arc. So you have Momo, Tama, Kiku, Chopper. You find a crazed Yonko that Chopper is fully aware is going to go nuts at some point, or that's what he believes.
Ticking time
And his
bomb.
plan
Put
is
you
to
up to
take
one-
those people without any of the competent Straw Hats that actually know what they're doing, and then go break Luffy out when they haven't even gotten contact from Raizo in days.
I agree with you. The situation around is a bit weird, but it's about those are the one that's available at that point. And Big Mom.
Yes, but when did
came up.
Chopper take it onto himself to what made him decide I'm going to go save Luffy now?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like he's been more authoritative. I mean, I don't agree with the situation itself, but it's good to
Well, that's
highlight.
what I'm saying.
wait,
I
hold
don't
on.
think he
Wait,
went to
hold on,
Udon to save Luffy. I think they went to Udon to go to a location, but whenever they get to this location, the absence of Shiruku there is going to be the cause that makes Big
think-
Mom go to the
I don't
prison.
think. I mean, I don't know if that's necessarily the right way to analyze it, right? Because, like, I don't think Chopper initially intended to help Luffy at all, but ever since he was like knew that he could like manipulate Big Mom in this way, he probably. I mean, obviously, it's not like spelled out, and like you can put that as a criticism, but I kind of took it as like he's using Big Mom to manipulate. Now that he has that tool under him, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but like well, here's the thing. That could be correct, and I acknowledge that if it proves to be true. But from Chopper's perspective, I don't know why he would believe that, because even at the end of the first page, he's like, "This is going to go bad, and then it's going to go all on Luffy."
Yeah, guessing himself. Yeah.
So even as he's going to go save Luffy, he's under the belief that what he's doing is actually going to hurt Luffy in the end.
I think
That's a
for Chopper,
possibility, Drizzt.
in the midst of everything, is I commend
Whoa,
him
whoa,
for
wait,
at least
wait.
say, keeping his nerves. Like after everything he
That's
went through
just
with Big
one
Mom.
possibility of
Drizzt.
it hurting Luffy. It could also benefit him. Could break him out.
This was the exact quote. He said, "But what if she learns there isn't any and returns to being Big Mom? That's only going to make things way more dangerous for Luffy." So what he's saying is like, I'm trying to help him, but if this goes bad, I'm just going to only end up hurting him. That's what I took from it.
But the thing is, we know
He's
that,
acknowledging the possibility.
but we know
Yeah,
there's
he's
going to be Oshiruko there.
And
Wait,
that's
what?
the issue that I have with this. The thing you should have with this as well. Who would have to earn his narrative? I mean, making it this simplistic, I'm not really sure I agree with that. There's a ton of
Well,
ways it could have
again,
went.
we don't know if
Yeah.
he's gonna.
You're
Well,
in
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I don't think this plot line is linear in the sense that I don't think Chopper's idea was to break Luffy out. I think it may become that, but I don't think that was the original intention.
Yeah.
Because Chopper knows wherever they're going that there isn't Shiruku.
Yeah, he knows it, of
He
course.
knows
but
that.
One
So
Piece-
it would imply that someplace when in Udon, they're going to go there, and it's been established before that Shiruku isn't there. That's why he knows.
Well, yeah, I thought the way I took it was that he was using Big Mom to get him out of prison, and that he was just gonna be like, "All right, break this open, and then I'll give you your food or whatever, or something like that."
That's the same
And then-
strategy. What's his name had? Pero. Right.
Right, exactly.
Where
Yeah,
like
he's-
Pero's
he's
like,
ambitious
yeah,
building
I
a lie.
know the Straw Hats don't have the cake, but hey, I'm just taking advantage of her while I can.
Exactly.
Yes, but the context behind Paris Sparrow is that they needed to do that, or he said they were all going to die.
Yeah.
But in
Isn't
this
that a little
case, if
different?
Big Mom stayed there, I mean, the possibility would have been.
Yeah.
Maybe
I-
I'm just saying the context behind it is a little murky to me. If that turns out to be the case, I want to see how it's done
Yeah,
first
the
before
thing
I
is
condemn
like the thing is like I'm not saying you're wrong, but my whole thing is like I always say this is like if you're gonna provide like a counter theory, like your explanation has to be better. And like, I mean, do you have like a better explanation of what Chopper's thinking than he's trying to break Luffy out of prison? Like, you know what I mean? Because like I don't.
For me,
know.
As far as it making quote unquote sense, it depends upon how you view Wano, because a lot of Wano is just going back from A to B, and plot points just happen.
True.
So I just thought that Wano and them were already going to a place, and they're taking Big Mom along with them.
All right. Well, that was a lot of time for the first page. So
Well, I mean, it is a lengthy chapter.
yeah, it was a lot going on.
There's a lot going on here.
Next page we get into Luffy. He's still going
Luffy
through his
Rayleigh
training,
flashbacks.
right? We have Luffy basically going back to what Rayleigh showed him at the beginning, and he's basically saying that Rayleigh did his haki move lighter. He said his attack was lighter, and he said the first time he showed haki, he showed me haki. He was really off the charts, I guess. If I could learn to use that.
I'm surprised people are equating this to the Katakuri situation because this is completely different.
Well,
Katakuri situation was
what do you mean?
on Luffy learning it. Him learning hockey so fast with a means to an end. Here he's premeditated something, so I think it's much different.
See, that's what I was gonna say because in your live reaction, Brago, you were like really upset, like, oh, another Rayleigh flashback.
Yeah,
but I don't think there's anything wrong with Rayleigh flashbacks, like as just a concept, but it's just like how they're used, right? So in the Katakuri thing, like the Rayleigh flashback is kind of used as like a bullshit power up. This was like him, like Lando said, it's like him premeditating it. Like, okay, I remember he showed me this. Now let's try to learn it right now.
I agree. In the context in where it's used here is a lot better than what it was used versus Katakuri. I think I'm just tired of seeing Rayleigh in Luffy's.
It's really fatigued then.
It's just like, all right, come on, but it's used a lot better. You know what I'm saying? Like when you go back and read the chapters and after spending time, it's like, okay, this is a lot better, in which it's trying to foreshadow what's going to happen. But again, for me, it was kind of like a spoiler. Like, okay, Luffy's obviously going to learn this haki, this arc, right?
Yeah, because it put in. Yeah, I guess that's true. It put in a little bit more context, but at the same time, like, you could make the argument that people would be bitching, like, oh, Luffy randomly just learned how to do this hockey.
That's what people were saying, and I was like, well, that's the community for you. But it's sort of like my personal enjoyment was just like, I don't like to know when something is coming, right? Like how, like, I don't know, before Gear 4, do you guys remember if you knew another form was coming? You kind of was hoping for it, but did we know it was coming?
Well, it was kind of implied. The Flamingo said that you need a combination of both Gear 3 and Gear 2.
It's kind of hard to say because at that point in time, most people were anime onlys, and you weren't thinking with your brain back then.
Yeah, it was just like, so you really didn't see it coming. It wasn't like obvious thing that, oh, Luffy's going to go Gear 4th. It was just like, Dofi said, of course, your attacks, your fast, but your attacks aren't strong enough.
Yeah, but he also already knew it. You know what I mean? Yeah. He already knew the Gear 4th. Like, he didn't learn Gear 4th.
Right. But I'm talking about, like, we didn't know exactly what was going to happen. Like, with this one, we know Luffy's going to unlock this haki. For sure.
Yes.
Definitely. So,
what do we make of Grandpa here who worries about Rayleigh? Is he a former companion? Is he someone that he knows? Because we know.
Of course.
Him and Rayleigh were probably lovers.
The thing is...
Pretty possible. I mean, he was thick.
I mean, I don't really think that much of the relationship. I don't think that they had that... No, not like
lovers.
That. I don't think that they had like a lot of like
an intense sexual relationship.
No, I think they had a lot of, I don't think they had a lot of interactions with each other. I just think that he probably knows of Rayleigh.
Yeah.
I don't think that is.
No one, Oda, Rayleigh and you had an intense sexual relationship.
Shit, I'd buy it, bro.
First of all, Hyo's appearance back then in comparison to now, Oda just does this shit so many times where it's like the characters they get short and just so fucking frail. It's just like, come on, bro.
I mean, he was explaining that he was malnutrition, so
it's like, what?
he shrank.
Why did he shrink though?
I mean, that's anime logic, but I mean,
oh my god,
it gives you the possibility that the adverse reaction might be the opposite
of not eating.
It might be possible for him to get back to his average size.
We'll see. I don't know how I feel about that, but we'll see how that plays out.
Bro, you should not shrink if you're hungry.
No, Japanese people get pretty short whenever they get old.
You definitely lose an inch or two. You do not.
I mean, you regress a bit, but
he looks like.
I mean, I agree, Brago. Obviously, I think it's fucking weird as shit.
It's anime. It's anime.
Yeah, you know what'd be even weirder, Brago, is if Hyo was like 10 meters
like Katakuri, right? And now he's like Chopper. The thing is, like, this is One Piece in a nutshell, right? It's like exaggerated, where he's probably like Shanks' height in his prime, and now he's literally like Chopper. Now it's weird, but I guess it's One Piece.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, that's usually what anime does, where they take like general concepts and then they just exaggerate it to the max extent.
Because when I saw, I was like, that's not the same guy. Like, there's no fucking way that's the same guy. But I guess that's part of it.
Size always matters because him being frail and weak is kind of implied by him being smaller, and him being stronger and much more powerful is implied by him being much taller, more dominant.
But also with him knowing really is not that far fetched. Also, because one of the things I really talked about was like, oh, if you have King's Haki, everybody that's made a name for themselves, they have King's Haki, right? So,
contrast, Brago. I'll cut you off, Brago.
Especially Dante and Joe.
Yeah,
just to compare and contrast. his reaction to Luffy's conquer Saki was different from Shoji's reaction
From
to Luffy's
whose?
conquer Saki.
So
Ashura
Shiki?
Doji.
Oh, Doji, Ashura
No,
Doji.
I'm
Okay.
saying that Ashura Doji. He said Luffy used
the same power like Odin, the same trick.
Odin.
Yeah.
Yeah. But here, Grandpa Io is a bit more reserved and more understanding of what's going on. So it might imply his power.
He has it as well. He has it as well.
Well,
Possibly.
it could imply. I mean, he did unify the.
That's what I'm saying. Like him having
the,
Congress hockey wouldn't be far fetched.
it wouldn't be
Yeah,
far-fetched.
no,
Exactly.
yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
It wouldn't
Yeah.
be far-fetched at all.
But the thing is, for him, I think being in Wano, they haven't heard of Luffy, right? Because he's like, "Yo,
Yeah.
who are you?
Yeah.
Like, why do you have Rayleigh in your phone? In your phone? Like, what's
Where he got his number?
how do you have his number? Who are you, bro? Like, you're just a kid. How do you know Rayleigh? How? Because I think for us now, right? Like, we look at Rayleigh like, oh, that's just Rayleigh, Luffy's trainer. But
Yeah,
at the end of the day,
mentor.
Rayleigh's still the right hand of the Pirate King.
Exactly.
That's a legend. So for him to just like casually say, "Well, Rayleigh knocked the elephant back without touching it," he's like, "What the fuck? How,
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like, how the fuck you know Rayleigh?
how do you
Little
know
brat?"
Rayleigh, bro?" So I think that's gonna be interesting. I don't think we're gonna see the conversation, because I think it's gonna be after the fact. We'll see everything that comes from it. But as far as the hockey, though, what do you guys think about it? As far as like the whole reveal, now we know Rayleigh was using an advanced form of armament. What do you guys think about it?
Well, if this is Luffy's problem, then I'll say it's lacking. This
Really?
it's power up else. Yeah, because I mean,
Yeah, I mean, we have to see it play out, right?
Yeah.
Because
we have to see it play out, of course.
We've seen it from Sentamaru earlier on in the series,
Mm-hmm.
and we've seen Rayleigh obviously used against the elephant. But as far as I know, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think we've seen any top tier use it in like a fight and have
Not
it
that
showcased
we
off.
know of. Right?
Yeah, so like that's what I'm trying to say. So like my whole thing is like, okay, so we saw Katakuri use well, the thing is with observation hockey, right? Future sight, you can obviously tell that that's just an OP power up.
yes, it
Like
is.
just from like, just like using your brain, like being
Mhm.
able to deflect shit. We don't know the extent of it. We don't know like really like, you know what I mean?
But
Like we don't know.
I have a
anything
theory
about
about that, and I plan to
Gonna
make a
save it,
video
I'm gonna
about
save
it. But I say it now. I still
Gonna
make
say
it.
it?
I still
Okay.
make the video. I don't give a fuck. But I think for Katakuri and him not learning this technique, for personally, I think this technique is more defense than anything. That's how I view it. I think you
Yeah,
can.
I can see that. Yeah.
I think you can, of course, use it offensively, but I think the main purpose of it is for defense, right? And
I'm going by Sentamaru word as well. Yeah.
right, Sentamaru, the admirals, right? I think it's a
Yes.
defensive technique.
Yes.
So for Katakuri, having that technique with his fighting style,
wouldn't really
it
matter,
wouldn't really
you know?
mesh. So for him, he just added to like the armament hardening, because he even said to Luffy, there are levels to armament, right? To armament, where he had
Yes.
the edged mochi, which
Black mochi. Yeah.
right, I think Viz called it edge, but
Edge. Okay.
edge block mochi, whatever. So for him adding that was adding more offensive firepower to him, because he felt like he already had defense down pat. So adding
Okay.
that would be just like, it doesn't fit with how he fights.
Interesting.
So that's how I viewed it, because what Katakuri used is obviously superior to what the hockey Luffy was using.
Yeah.
So I think for it, and then also with Sentamaru being able to use this technique, I don't think it's necessarily Luffy has to get stronger. I think he just has to learn to control his hockey better, which would tie into his improvement of Gear 4th and the efficiency.
So
of it.
I agree with that, because this seems more technique oriented than anything else.
Yeah.
And it seems like you're better off being coupled with something but in a
Yes.
standalone power. It
Right.
seems
Yeah,
like
that's
he'll
what-
do,
Right.
Yeah.
I said this in a group chat.
Yeah, I
like,
saw that. I was about to say that, Froob.
yeah, it would be really interesting, like if Luffy was like incorporating this with Gear 4th, just like
Yes.
adding extra power to his punches and shit like that. That would be crazy.
Because I don't see this being a base that could really be implied to be like a foundation power in the same sense as observation armament hierarchy. I don't see it as that.
Well, Pharaoh made a video talking about Tank Man.
Not watching
today.
that. Sorry,
Damn,
I'm kidding.
Lando.
I'm watching it. I know I watched for a video. So I'm just
Yo,
kidding.
what's the hate with Pharaoh? Whoa.
No,
Shout out to
what
Pharaoh
I'm watching, of
Spacious.
course. I watched it, bro. The video titled "The Invincible Tank Man."
Yeah,
Yeah.
you didn't have to
explain.
put it like that.
So I didn't watch the entire video. I watched a bit of it, but
You
I don't
see,
know. I don't know.
Brago talking about me. I watched the entire video.
All right. Well, you can let me know if you said this. I was saying off of that with Luffy, could we see the true version of Tank Man this arc? in which
That's what he was implying. Yeah.
with Gear 4th, we saw like that was like straight. Well, Bound Man was straight up punches. With Snake Man, it was kind of like jabs in a way, like a certain way he had his palm. With Tank Man, right, it could be like open palm strikes, where he's like more so using that defensive technique and using those palm strikes, where we see like the true version of Tank Man.
Interesting.
In one, I'm not sure if that's like what he was going with it, but I know that's like he had a Tank Man thing, so that maybe he was just trying to say.
Plus, that would mimic the culture of practice sumo wrestling as well, because
yes,
it'll be the same fighting style.
Yes. So I mean,
maybe
even
that's
look
what,
at what
Hiroshima
Luffy's
comes to again.
doing. Look what he's doing in the chapter. He has an open palm strike. He's trying to do with what Rayleigh did, which shows like he just has to learn it. And then going back to what Rayleigh said at the beginning, Rayleigh said like he can't teach it. He's just going to show him the fundamentals, because for him to get to the advanced stage, he has to be in battle. So I don't think Luffy's going to unlock this until he fights someone of note. Someone has to push him to unlock this.
I agree.
So fighting these fodder is not going to make him learn this technique.
But again, I don't think that just like a Tank Man is enough to beat Kaido. And obviously this would be kind of cliche and maybe a little bit dumb. But I think like I don't know if it would be gear. Yeah, I don't know if it would be Gear 5th or whatever. But like somehow incorporating all three of those things into like a single form would be really interesting.
You definitely just pull up with Lion Man or Dragon Man.
Yeah, well, my initial impression whenever I saw this is that I don't really know what it's capable of, but like on paper, it doesn't seem useful at all against the fight against a Yonko, where your enemy is so much stronger than you that it's actually like tiers different. Like this would be really, really useful if Luffy was fighting another commander. Like this would be the difference between him like struggling to not even be able to defeat the commander by himself, which he hasn't been able to do, to actually being able to beat one.
Yeah, I think once we see him again, he's definitely going to be able to use his haki. I think he's gonna have to fight someone else before he fights Kaido. Obviously,
that's concerning. Who would that even be?
I don't think it's gonna be Queen. I think that's just too redundant, right? Where he fights Queen, he takes out Queen for the rest of the arc. That's like okay, that's like the crap.
That would I don't know. I would personally I would have
9 days remaining.
Anyone, wait, hold on. Anyone that Luffy fights, he's not taking out for the rest of the arc.
Why not?
Wait, why not?
9 days until the final.
Does that matter?
I mean, I don't know.
Like overtime, yeah.
No, but okay, sure. I said that a little bit wrong. What I'm trying to say is just because Luffy fights someone doesn't mean that they have to be taken out for the rest of the arc.
I hear you.
No.
Okay, I can understand that, but what is an example that we could base that expectation off of?
Because normally when Luffy fights someone, they're normally done.
I mean, I guess, but
because like here's the thing about Froob, it would be redundant because like obviously to like Luffy would have to fight a fairly like high tier opponent, right?
Yeah.
So if you have that person fight Luffy and like you show on screen, there's no point in showing another fight with that character.
It would have to be somebody strong but useless. Like
Flying Six.
Somebody that's what I say. Somebody with Flying Six that we don't know about.
Well, what if something like this happens? Like Luffy, obviously, I don't think this is gonna happen, but it's a possibility. What if Luffy fights Queen, and because of whatever circumstances, he's not able to beat Queen, but it's like a pretty close fight, and he learns like a little bit.
There's no way Luffy shouldn't be able to beat Queen right now.
Well, okay, sure.
But the thing is, I know.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Even though I disagree with that.
Yeah.
If Queen somehow rigs the sumo ring to whatever he wants it, it's possible that Queen could have some plot hacks on his side.
I'm talking about like without outside interference. Like,
yeah. I mean, even though I kind of disagree with that, I understand what you're saying.
But because you were thinking, do you think Queen is stronger than Katakuri?
I don't know. It's possible.
I don't think it's possible.
No, I don't think any second.
But I know people are mad at me in my review when I said that Queen can't beat Luffy or like there's no second commander that's stronger than her right hand. But people say, oh, he has a higher bounty, and I was like, well,
that doesn't mean anything.
Okay.
Well, yeah, sure, but this is the whole thing.
Are you serious?
Even I've had this in the back of my. I think I've said this before. I don't know if I said this on Brago stream or whatever.
I think you said in your mixtape.
Yeah, I said in my mixtape, but I've had this idea in the back of my mind for a long time now because we all have this idea of like, oh, okay, so Katakuri, Marco, and Bebman, they're all first commander level, and then we have like second commander level and like third commander level. But it's like, does that even need to be a thing in general? Because after this whole Shanks Ben Beckman thing came out it's
a thing. It's definitely a thing.
Yeah, well, what I'm trying to say is obviously I'm not exactly sure if Ben Beckman's actually Yonko level, but if we want to assume that's true, just for the sake of assuming it's true, that would mean that like right hand level is not a thing at all, and it's just like kind of like based on the crew, and like you can make a bunch of different assumptions off that.
No, but the thing is what that makes clear is that the person, the the first commander is going to be someone of note, someone that's going to be.
I don't
really
think it's
strong.
first commander related at all. I feel like it has entirely to do with if you're considered a vice captain.
Well, I think that goes back to
Because first commanders aren't vice captains.
I think it goes back to the structure of the crew, right?
I mean, is that
Right, yeah.
true though?
No, not
There is
I mean, 'cause
there is
technically,
not
like,
a first
fucking
commander that's a vice captain.
I mean,
As a status.
Struston is a vice captain, and like,
He's not a commander.
Oh, okay. So you saying like, just say for example, fucking Lucky Roo is first commander level, and then
well, the thing
he
is,
also
that's,
has,
this
No, I'm
is-
not saying that. I'm saying that like the specifically regarding the Shanks thing, it's more or less going along a theme that we've seen before in the series that isn't replicated in the other Yonko because the theme in Shanks crew is replicated off of like Pirate King kind of stuff.
the thing is, I think Drizzt, this goes back, and this is another video I plan on making, but I don't give a fuck. I'll still make it. Where these crews, it's obvious what's going to
Oh, you
happen.
Brago.
Huh? What? I'm in a creative mood, but it's obvious what's happening with the crews because with Shanks and Ben Beckman, in a way, they grew together, right? Where they were both probably on the same level from jump, and they managed to grow through their experiences together, right? With Roger and Rayleigh, they were together from jump, managed to grow through their experiences together. Luffy and Zoro, together from the jump, grow through their experiences together. With Big Mom and Katakuri, Big Mom was already Big Mom when Katakuri was born.
yeah.
So Katakuri, he's still growing. Big Mom is already Big Mom. So for her, it's like it's not the same relationship. Their like relationship wasn't forged through battle. Like that's just her son.
Relatability factor is not there.
Right, and like
Right? And
that's
it's-
actually a really, really good point, Brago. And it also goes along with like how the crew is formatted,
Yes.
where it's just like there's like tyranny to a certain
Exactly,
extent.
because Big Mom doesn't respect her kids, right?
I guess
Right.
that is a good point.
And go back to
now that
go
you put it
also
like
to
that.
Whitebeard and Marco. Like
Yeah, that's actually a really fucking good point because even like Blackbeard's crew, it's like you can
him and
make the-
Shiryu are somewhat like peers. They're like
yeah, exactly.
you know what I'm
Like
saying?
they
so
like
it's
yeah.
so I expect Shiryu to be really strong. I expect Ben Beckman to be really strong, like of course Zoro really, and those guys. So the Katakuri and the distance between him and Big Mom, that's expected. Like that's his mother. And with Whitebeard and Marco, obviously, like Whitebeard, he calls Marco his sons. Like
Yeah, I actually like that a lot. That actually sounds fucking like really convincing to me. But the one thing I will say though is that there's been this
Miss-
theory, and I've never really
everything.
knew how much credibility I wanted to put into it. But it kind of like makes like just base logical sense that like Big Mom's crew, the power is kind of more spread out around her crew, right? Because you have
she has
Oven and
depth.
Daifuku.
She has depth.
And yeah, and it seems like Kaido's crew, the power might be more top heavy in the sense that the commanders
So
are the
far.
big part because
Yeah.
like the thing we've seen with like that, there has been literally no one impressive outside of the commanders that we've seen in Kaido's
You know,
crew.
like Page
Excluding
One?
Every single headliner was absolute trash. The
Nah.
only fucking person that's done anything that's like remarkable
Hiroshima.
is that giant fucking elephant dude in the
You're
fucking
like Page
thing.
One?
I mean, we haven't really seen much from him, right? Like, I want to assume that he's probably pretty strong, but like, we didn't really see what the fuck, you know what I mean? Like,
What
he
about
didn't get a fight with
Hawkins?
Son.
What about Hawkins putting them nails in your boy?
I don't count Hawkins where I straight.
He's a super
Brago.
Yeah, I don't count
Brago.
Hawkins
Fair,
where
fair. I get it. What Lando? What Lando? I'm sorry, Zoro's a god. Can we move on now?
Am I lagging? Am I lagging or not?
No, you're good.
No, I don't think so.
You're good.
I'm good.
You're good. What you got to say is about this Lando?
Here, I'm gonna put a question here. It's about the hockey stuff.
Mhm.
How do we feel about Luffy basically surpassing
Surpassing what?
type?
Surpassing what?
Surpassing Taekwon?
That's a hard thing to do.
Yeah,
Give him
that's not
props.
possible. We gotta.
I said, how do we feel about surpassing Sanji and Zoro in hockey types?
Oh,
that's easily the case with jump.
In
Oh, well, the thing, I feel like Luffy's already
Luffy
past them, right?
Yeah,
The-
I mean,
Yeah,
there's
Luffy's
no
been
fucking
past-
way Sanji's got better observation hockey than
Nah,
Luffy.
Luffy
Luffy
does.
has
Right.
better. Like, here's the
in
thing
my
though.
opinion,
like,
always
there's a difference
Jesus
between them
Christ.
specializing in the hockey
Yeah.
and then Luffy just being stronger. Yeah.
But I think for that, I didn't like how Oda handled that but the thing is, I think Oda's trying to separate them. But I think Zoro's going to catch back up at some point. Maybe Sanji will as well. But I think for Luffy to be just at this point, Luffy's so far ahead from everybody else. It's like absurd based on his
I agree.
experiences. So for Luffy, he almost has future sight at this point, right?
He has like tier 1 of future
right?
sight. It was like
And
those two, yeah.
Sanji, we haven't seen that from Sanji. He's already dodged Katakuri's jelly bean. We haven't seen what Luffy has shown at all from Sanji. And for
Right.
Zoro, arm and hockey wise, like we haven't seen any.
I mean, we do have like a little kind of bit from Zoro, right? So he has like the flames coming off the sword. We have no idea what the fuck that is, but I mean,
do you
we
think
don't
Are those
know.
actual
I mean,
flames or not?
Do you
I
think?
mean, we don't know what the fuck that shit is. You know?
But I think that's just his his hockey awakening or some shit. I don't know, some fucking random shit.
Yeah, we don't know. We just have to-
But do you
we
think
make
it's?
bullshit
Do
theories.
you think? Yeah, you sound better. Do you think his arm? You think Zoro's armament is better than Luffy's at this point?
You
I
can't
have no
compare
idea.
them.
I don't. Yeah,
I
exactly.
think in the
You
story, it
can't
might be
compare
possible
two
for it to
mediums
clash.
that have different types of attack. Like you can't say like, oh yeah, I can cut harder with my hand than you can with that knife.
Yeah.
It's like the knife is designed to cut stuff. So how do you determine how good the hockey is on it?
Well, if it's onigiri, he's coming right to it.
It's ruined it for me, bro. Yeah, I was saying about the question.
Oh, we were saying that. Well, I was saying that Oda kind of messed up with how he's been portraying Luffy's hockey because Luffy
Yes.
he's so far ahead of Zoro and Sanji. It's like it's not even comparable at this point.
I'm not so much Zoro, but Sanji.
No, he's ahead of Zoro
He's clearly ahead of
by
Zoro.
a significant margin. If he's not, it's bullshit.
In regards to Zoro, it's a possibility Zoro might surpass him using the black sword.
I mean, the thing is,
for
like,
Sanji, there's literally nothing that he can possibly explain.
Well, the thing is,
Oh,
we
same
on other than the
I don't-
oven moment, right? In which Sanji basically teleported, right? Where oven he got hit, didn't even see it, and he got back with Chiffon.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, that's probably an indication of where he could go with it, but it's been inconsistent.
Got the cool jelly beans.
That wasn't him.
What about
seeing,
that?
that wasn't him seeing the future though. He was
Yeah,
just
there's no evidence in the series of him seeing the future.
that was just reaction, and Sanji's
Yeah.
always been like good at that. So it's just like it's not to the extent
Yeah,
of
I get it.
Luffy like literally sensing where the opponent is going to be and can react to it. We haven't seen any indication of that from Sanji.
yeah. I mean, the thing with Zoro is just like, obviously. Okay, the problem with Zoro is that we haven't seen him try really at all.
I think Zoro's
To the
the
point
easiest character to power up out of the monster trio.
Yeah, exactly. Well, because this is what I'm trying to say. We haven't seen Zoro try at all because, like, nowhere has he tried really. I mean, against Fujitora, I don't know.
The only time he puts on the bandana was he put on the bandana in Fishman Island and
Yeah,
Dressrosa.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try to make it short as possible and pretty much without giving examples. He pretty much hasn't had to try at all in the New World, and so the thing is like we have no idea where he stands at
And when
all.
we're saying trying, we're saying like using Ashura, right?
Well, I mean, he's pretty much one-shotted everyone.
That's
Well,
what I'm saying.
I don't even know if that even matters, Froob.
No, but what I'm trying to say is, okay, say, for example, obviously, I don't know if this is true, but say Luffy and Zoro were equal before Whole Cake Island, and there's just no way to scale it, and then Luffy kind of got that jump from Whole Cake Island, and now let's just say Sanji got his jump from the raid suit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, now that would make everything kind of like where it used to be.
Well, the thing is, Zoro's gonna get obviously another jump through the black blades, and you assume through like some other fights, and you assume through probably a different sword. So it's like with Zoro, it's so many ways that he can power up. So I'm not really worried about him too much catching up to Luffy.
Yeah. All I'm trying to say is that his power is so vague at this point that we have no idea how strong he even is.
Is that a misstep?
Like,
Is that a misstep by Oda?
I mean,
Well, yeah, it would have to
it's
be.
a misstep depending on what you want to
is.
say. Like
I'm
Oda
saying where
does,
like you
Oda
have.
does this shit on purpose.
I'm
to where
talking
he
about
makes
for the
things
Straw
vague.
Hats, in which we're still questioning like them and the extent of their power.
Well, here's the thing. The only reason it matters is the way in which Luffy's gotten stronger.
Luffy has
If
gone.
Luffy
like,
had gotten stronger by legitimately beating people, then it wouldn't matter.
but Luffy's gotten stronger by.
What about the other
Like,
characters?
Luffy's gotten stronger by not beating
Yeah.
people and having asterisks next to all of his fights.
But you still get.
If Luffy had definitively won in all of his fights and then the Straw Hats then won, it'd be like, okay, well, Luffy's already done that by himself. But like the complication you run into is what we've talked about before, where if Zoro and Sanji do things on their own, it makes Luffy look bad by proxy.
Zoro and Sanji, they've had fights and they haven't, as far as we know, they haven't yielded any benefits at all. Like,
Right.
None of the fights. It hasn't been like,
And-
oh, should I do this to win this fight? We haven't had that at all. So I would say it's a misstep, for sure. Lando, were you saying something?
So yeah, I think we talked about that shit for enough
Yeah.
time. We're like probably like an hour in, and we're like 4 pages in.
Yeah,
So.
two pages
Sure,
in.
you guys start getting through this.
Well, no, I mean it doesn't really matter. The rest of the chapter, there's only like one more thing
Well,
to
yeah,
talk
I mean
about.
it's pretty much I mean there's a little bit more, but yeah, that was pretty much the meat of everything.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That's what you like, Froob?
Regarding Queen's dialogue
Shut the fuck
about
All right. So we're done with the hockey thing and Luffy stuff. I guess we talked about the Shuruko with Queen having it, and when we talked about the first page, so Queen had a Shuruko, and we assume that at some point him and Big Mom is gonna come to a head, and somebody's gonna have to give up the Shuruko. So, assuming if it comes down to Big Mom versus Queen, my money is on Big Mom.
It's a lose-lose situation.
It is. It really is.
Oh shit! I don't know if this was in the manga or Jimini's box, but this is just an interesting little thing of dialogue. It says, much like the plague, battle needs time and numbers to be properly exciting. So he had like a little plague reference there. I don't remember if that was in Jimini's box.
No, that was not. That's
it
actually
wasn't-
interesting.
It wasn't in Jimini's box. Much like the plague, battle needs time and numbers to be properly exciting.
I like that. Oh, that sounds so much cooler.
Yeah.
That sounds
yeah,
really
we're talking
cool.
about Queen dialogue regarding his Plague and Time.
Oh,
Yeah.
so I think this plays into like Queen's epithet.
Yes, future
right?
powers.
Where
Oh
how,
yeah, because it does have time and numbers highlighted.
yeah, where how Queen goes about things. Where
His fighting style,
okay,
yeah.
so Queen at this point, he's trying to wear Luffy down. Like this is just like how he operates, right? Where he could go in and
Yes.
fight Luffy himself. He's like, oh no, I'm gonna stretch this out as long as possible, like a plague.
That's interesting.
Well, here's the thing. That sounds really cool, but it means nothing if it doesn't pay off.
Right. If he doesn't complete his goal and he goes through all this, it's like wasted effort. But
Yeah.
it's just giving us more insight into how he operates.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, honestly, now that we see that, I'm wondering if like we can deduce. This would be something for like another time.
King to
We would probably
Wildfire?
have to think. Yeah, exactly. Wildfire and drought. So
he has
like,
herpes.
Might be right.
no, to me, wildfire. I think that like like how
Yogi
you
Bear?
said time and like waiting it out. Maybe wildfire is more of like a sporadic kind of like I don't know, just like off the cuff.
Yeah, so
type
it's
of-
like their epithets are more so like how they go about things instead of like
Right.
actual literal plagues and literal droughts and literal wildfires.
Yeah, because I mean, people had that whole theory about Jack the Drought because like his fucking snout would suck
So
up the moisture
what's-
out of the.
What's the
Wait,
what's
what?
the, what's the most
Kind of like smoothie in the ocean.
yeah, what's the most like common or most popular like trait of like a wildfire? It spreads quickly, right?
Yeah, and it's also like random.
Yeah,
You know what
it's
I mean? Like,
spontaneous.
Yeah,
Spontaneous.
spontaneous. There we go.
So you think
Brago, I
King-
might be message you that
Yeah, that host still alive?
yeah.
Still couldn't join. An hour ago.
yeah, I said I still couldn't join.
Matt
Alright,
B-
whatever.
This is a like
At this point, fuck Matt B.
Yeah, Matt, I love
Matt
you.
B will join us for the next one. All right.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah, so shout out to Matt B. I don't know what's going on with his shit, but I think Matt B just said that because he just woke up or some shit. It's like he never said he can join because of the link. He was just like, I still couldn't join. Like he
Yeah.
probably fell asleep. But yeah, that was a really interesting thing that the Viz brought to light. And then I made a video on this earlier, so I read the Viz on this before, in which Gokimaru was talking to Zoro. And basically with everything in the Black Blades, I don't know if you guys are ready to jump ahead.
Here we are.
Yeah.
And the dialogue he had in which he said with Shusui, the Black Blade was forged through Ryuma's history of battle. Right?
Yes, not necessarily hockey, but in terms of
Which
his
I
overall
thought was
experiences.
pretty fucking evident that it wasn't just hockey to make a
Yeah.
Black Blade. What do you
But I think
guys?
that's
I agree.
serving Zoro's purpose as well, because if it was just hockey, then it would be unexplainable why Zoro is able to make a black blade so
No,
soon.
the reason why hockey
What
doesn't
if
make
it co-
sense is because you can't explain it.
Wait, am I lagging again?
No, you're good. Just talk.
You're good. I was just adding on to it.
Shit, bro, you got I mean,
Bitch, listen, increase your hockey.
No, but
bro, like I thought I had to read for the
Go
page again.
ahead, Lando. Just go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, if you expand upon what it takes to forge a blade, then you can fit Zoro inside of the criteria by saying, well, his experience with water Ichimonji can make it turn into a black blade instead of just hockey alone. Because he has been learning hockey for like, what, a year, two?
Yeah.
Short of a time.
And then also for the Black Blade, I've already made this video. Should be dropping later tonight or
Yeah,
tomorrow.
how many videos
Wait,
you making?
you made the video?
I already made it. I already made this video. But for Mihawk, what was misleading with it? Well, I'll just say this.
Yeah.
With Mihawk, if you think it was just hockey to create a Black Blade, that would be disrespectful to Mihawk. Because I think, honestly, one of Mihawk's greatest prides, or his greatest pride, is his Black Blade.
Yes.
In every situation in which Mihawk has an encounter, it has to do with fighting or using his weapon, he makes sure to point out that he has a Black Blade. And how he talks about a Black Blade is as if the Black Blade is a separate entity from him, and that you should respect the fact that this is indeed a Black Blade. He said it when he pulled out his sword to hit Zoro, attack Zoro, after he fucking low-diffed him with the knife. He said, well, to reward you, I'm going to use this Black Blade to cut you down. When he met Luffy at Marineford, he said, do you think you can avoid this Black Blade? It has no restraint. And then even in a flashback with Zoro, he said, any weapon can become a Black Blade like mine. But that's the confusing part, because he said that to Zoro, any weapon can become a Black Blade like mine. However, you're not going to get any more liquor until you can do it, which is misleading.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't know.
Realize
There's
the topic a
so
bit
much
too
shit.
much.
I don't
I
agree with
suppose.
Drizzt when he says it doesn't make any sense.
It
Where
doesn't.
are you getting that from?
I'm getting that in the sense that, okay, listen, if you can make a sword black with hockey, that means you can put hockey on something infinitely without touching it, so it lasts forever. So you would have to write that in the way where it makes sense, where people weren't doing that to other objects, but it's only happened to swords in the series. That's what I'm saying whenever I mean it wouldn't make sense if it was just hockey.
I get that point, just but
Well-
swords in general have always been like an object that take life. That take a life of its own.
Yeah,
So in
exactly.
this
So,
sense,
like,
we can justify that.
When it comes
It
to like
doesn't make any
blades and
sense,
things
but-
like that.
Well, yeah. Well, here's the thing, though. You can't justify that because there's the breath of all things. Everything has a breath.
That was a concept Oda introduced like what 8 chapters ago. I mean,
Well, hockey's
don't
an
thi- I
old
mean,
concept too. I mean, what are you gonna say?
No, but like what I'm trying.
I don't
what-
think Oda holds true to that concept anymore.
Wait, hold on. What else would be black in the sense that people are constantly putting hockey on it to make it? It wouldn't be guns, right? Because you don't hockey up guns, you hockey up their bullets. But
that's a
it
good
wouldn't be
point.
any sort of thing like that. It wouldn't. Maybe like a club or something like that, like Kaido's club. Maybe
Well, they said
Kaido's
any
club.
weapon can be a Black Blade.
Yeah, exactly.
Which-
So like
which-
any weapon.
Which,
It's like an application in Froob. If we're using something that have direct strike,
which,
then
which
it'd
you
be
know what?
more-
That tells us a lot too. Because he said, because the exact quote is, every weapon can be turned into a Black Blade like mine. Which
Yeah.
indicates that the Black Blade isn't just because it's a black sword.
Right.
It's like an achievement, which is not just putting hockey on it.
Right.
it's basically changing the composition of the sword entirely, in making it,
You're changing
imbuing it-
right.
imbuing it so much that it come permanently black.
Where the Black Blade isn't just for swords. A Black Blade is like a form.
Right. That's why I think it might have something to do with like the breath of all things in terms
Yeah.
of like will, because we know, okay, swords have wills, right?
Yeah,
Other things can have wills too, so it might be a sign of like you using the breath of all things or like conquering the will of something.
I think I agree. The thing
Well,
is, and then
here's the thing.
but go ahead, Froob.
So I definitely think it has something to do with hockey,
For sure.
simply because, I mean, I don't know. It's too much of a coincidence that hockey's black and
Right,
like
yeah, I
it's
agree,
a
yeah.
black blade. But I think that it's also interesting to note that like Mihawk, right? He's the master of all swordsmen, and his sword is like complete black, right? But if you look at a blade like Shusui and you think about Ryoma, like he was probably strong as fuck, but he probably wasn't like, you know, world strongest swordsman like Mihawk, Yonko level
You don't
like
think
type
so?
strong.
I think he was.
I mean,
I
it's
think he
possible,
was
but,
Froob.
but what I'm trying to get at here is that his blade is only half black. You know what I mean? Like it like, so there might be like a process to it to where like, you know, like Mihawk was like on a completely different level to where he could completely engulf his sword.
Maybe
and, like-
I think that's more so stylistic choice.
So
I don't
Froob,
know.
are
if
you
it's-
implying that Zoro might be one to finish the process and turn completely black like Mihawk's?
Yeah, I mean that's definitely possible because I mean the thing, yeah, like I said, it's like it's only half black. Every time I say that, I feel like someone's gonna fucking make a racist joke, but yeah, it's only half
wait, what?
black.
Mulatto. No, I think. I mean,
Tragic mulatto.
There's a lot of things that could be like I agree with you, but I think hockey's definitely involved, but I think there's a lot of things involved. because like you can easily like include like things that are included in like stereotypical sword lore, where it's like the more you bathe your sword in blood, like the more evil it becomes, like absorbs the aura of the battlefield.
But then that's
Yeah,
debunked
I
by
like
but that's
that.
debunked by Shiryu. He said
In
that
what way?
he said it himself that his sword has tasted a lot of blood. His sword isn't black.
Yeah, but is he? I mean, he's not God's sword level.
You don't think so?
Well, Shanks
Brago.
doesn't have a black sword.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's
And-
like what Shanks used to do with Mihawk.
Wait, hold on.
Right,
Now that I
yeah.
think about it, I think Shiryu might have a black blade
doesn't.
because does he?
Raui
No,
is not.
I'm looking at it right
I've never
now.
heard that
Hold
been
on.
mentioned before.
It's not black.
Well,
Let me
you know, I
see.
think it's I mean, I guess it's different. I guess it depends. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. So I
Fine.
think it's
Yeah.
like a combination. Vista didn't have a black blade. Like Shiki had fucking 2 swords on his fucking legs. He didn't.
Yeah,
Have,
Shiryu's sword is black.
it's not black.
I mean, I don't know if it's a black blade, but it's 100% black.
It's not a black blade.
I mean, how do we know though? Like,
We've seen his sword again.
Wait,
Like you're talking about like when he was pulling it out of his sheath.
yeah.
Yeah, we've seen it again after that.
I mean, when?
Yeah, when
you
he was
know?
on Blackbeard's ship, I'm using the paper. Understand it? Yeah.
When he was
Yeah,
on Blackbeard's
I,
ship.
I might be tripping.
Yeah.
I could have sworn that he didn't have a black blade though.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Well, I
have
mean, in the I'm watching it right now in the anime. He has. It's hard to say, right? Because it's black.
Remember
and then there's
Law's
like a,
Law's sword is like that for a while, where it's like a black part of it. It's like shadowed, but it's like it looks like it's black. Remember people say like, does Law have a black sword? Do you remember that? Because of
no, I
how
don't
Law's
remember that,
sword
but-
is like how it's shaded. A part of it looks black, but it's not really black. Because how Shiryu's sword looked in that part is like the part of it is red, and you see
Right.
like a black shadow, but like it's not.
But have we ever seen Shiryu use his sword again after that? So it's like, oh, I don't know. It's hard to say.
We
I don't know. He could, but like as Braga said, I mean, he could honestly. I mean, Shiryu could have a black blade. It just makes it all the more weird how you get one because like this, people were talking about this for a while after the chapters. Like, you know, how the hell does a master swordsman like Shanks not have a black blade?
well, that's the thing. I don't, man. I'll save it for the video because
Yeah,
I think it's
definitely.
more so than just. Being
Yeah,
Well,
I think
it's
it has to be more.
personality.
I
I think there's like a okay, so like the whole like swordsman thing that like goes into being a swordsman, like you kind of like I don't want to say this without being cheesy, but like you like kind of like fall in love with your blade and like you have like a relationship with it.
You like stick it up
To-
your butt and shit.
yeah, you
it
stick
doesn't-
it
I
up
like
your
where
ass.
you're going with that, Froob. I like where.
Yeah.
So like Shiryu, right? When the first time we saw him, he's like, my sword is like thirsty for blood or whatever, and he like killed the fucking guards. You know what I mean? And like we kind of saw that with what's it called? Fucking Mihawk, to where he was talking about like my blade shows no restraint. So it's kind of like a common thing among all these people is like it's like their like blades have like a mind of their own type thing, like voice of all things maybe, I don't know, but it's like they have a relationship with the object. You know what I mean?
With this concept that art imitate life, it is possible for objects to evolve a will of their own. So it's not that weird when you think about it.
Yeah, I think they have a will. So
It's not that weird at all.
yeah, I think.
I don't know. It could be a way something to do with like curse swords. Like if you conquer the curse of the sword, and like you could like purify it,
Either
or a way that's like stains the blade.
conquer it
Yeah, but another thing
or
is like
give into it.
curse swords might even have like I don't know. I was gonna say it might
mean,
play
curse
into the whole
swords
I don't know.
have
It's like an insanely interesting topic, but like, so here's the thing. I don't know if Zoro deserves to get a black sword this arc.
Yeah, I agree. Unless he does some fucking
Because
crazy
think about it, like, this
shit.
is supposed to be the highest tier of like accomplishment for a swordsman.
Yes.
And Zoro hasn't done anything. He's going to be doing from doing nothing to getting a black blade.
I think for
That's a
him.
contradiction in terms though, Drizzt, because the Blackbeard that we already see, Suishui, according to Ryuma, he chose him as his master.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like,
So even though you might think he deserves
he's
it,
not
Yeah,
going to
but-
keep the sword though.
But
well, we don't
here's
know
the-
that.
You don't think he's gonna
Well,
keep
we don't know-
Shisui?
We don't know if he's gonna keep Suishui or not.
I highly doubt it. Well, 'cause
Well, I
here's the
think-
thing. Like,
I
are you
think
going to have
keeps it.
Zoro keep like basically like earn a black sword by basically not making a sword black?
I think.
Well,
I think.
Well, I
this-
mean,
especially when the
what
new
I
guy
said
gets
was
tattoos in the arc.
if what I said was true about Ryuma's sword only being like a half black blade, like it would make sense for like Zoro to like do that to one of his swords to where it's not like partial, or to where it's partial and not fully black, like
yes,
you
he
know how
could
like
start the
Mihawk
process
has it.
then.
well, do you
He-
think
he could
all
start the
his
process.
swords should be black or just one or two?
I think all of them.
I think
should be
all
black.
three
one.
should
I
be
think
black,
all of them
right?
should be black. I think all of them.
Well, I
should be
mean,
black.
end of series, yeah.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
he shouldn't, yeah. He should pretty much just have 3 completely fucking like.
But
Yeah.
that would be insane. But
That would be pretty dope.
but it's just thinking of like, because I have a process in my head of how like you attain a black blade, and it's like him having 3 of them. It's that would be amazing. But I think, but then going back to Gyukimaru, I think that's why he was so upset. Not the fact that he just had Ryuma's sword, which is already blasphemy, but the fact that you didn't understand what a sword like Shusui is, right? And for him, he's just like, oh, I just wanted all 3. He's like, bro, like what? That's
Yeah,
it.
overestimated you.
Like,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know what a black blade is. And of course, because of this, and Zoro's like, we know Zoro's goal and his dream, he's now interested in it. And now he's like, yo, do you mean this black color came from ... You know? So
Wait, don't we find it weird that Zoro never asked Miyako about this?
I'm sure
Despite
he did,
being
but
so curious.
I'm sure Mihawk probably felt like he wasn't ready. Because Mihawk gave
Okay.
him the way to make his blade black temporarily.
Okay. So Miyako
Well,
started practice
and
theoretically, but
it's
he needs to
also
perfect
in-
it by
Yeah.
practice.
it's also interesting that in the Viz the translation's a little bit different. So like when he gets cut off, I don't know what he says in Jimini's box, but when he gets cut off by the Kamizo or whatever, he says, "Do you mean its black color comes from?" and then ...
Like Gyukimaru.
So yeah, so
It's basically the same
it's possi-
implication in the Viz. I mean,
Well,
in Japanese.
yeah. Well, what I'm trying to say is possible that fuck, God, I hate when people interrupt me when I'm fucking talking. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Get used to it, bitch.
Are you saying that
Right.
it's implied that it comes from hockey? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, well, the thing is, I don't know. Zoro.
Oh, so fuck yeah. What I was gonna say is it's possible that Mihawk told him like a tiny bit about it, and he's like trying to
Yeah.
figure out more from this guy to where he's like, can you like explain it a little bit
Mihawk
more? Like I
probably
heard about
alluded to it. What I like about this is that he said, "So I ask you, are you but some greedy boy with little thought aside from your own base desires?" Where for the longest, Zoro was thinking of how Shusui can help him. Right?
Yeah,
He isn't
that's
looking
fair.
at Shusui as a
a good
separate
point.
entity. Like how did Shusui become Shusui? For him, I don't think he views it that way yet. So for him, it's just like,
oh shit, yo, that actually makes so much fucking sense. Here, continue, but I have to say something about
yeah, I
that.
don't think for him
No,
it's just
Froob
like,
and
how
Zoro.
can these swords help me become the world's greatest swordsman? That's
Yeah,
just how
that
he's
actually
looking
makes
at
so much sense because, like we were saying, like with Mihawk or with Shiryu is like the best example, right? So it was like when he first got out of prison, he was like, you know, like my blade feasts for blood or whatever. So it's like he had to like feed like the blade's urges, you know what I mean, to like give it blood or
it. Like I
whatever.
said,
So
for these guys,
yeah, it would be like a thing to where like if you like have like a relationship with the blade and
your
like
sword,
I guess
Mihawk views his sword as a separate entity.
Yeah.
Yoru is not his sword. Yoru is his companion.
Right. And it's
Damn,
the same
Brago
thing with
getting
the Mary
poetic.
too, right? Because like they didn't view it as just like some fucking ship. They viewed it as like one of their friends, right? To where like they like
Yes,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, I like that comparison. Yeah.
Exactly.
The application of how this is going to be made is a bit weird, but I would like if Judge's idea about the better of all things it's used would be right because it's a good way to implement that back again. So I will go on just
Combination. I
with
think
this
it's a
one.
combination.
Yeah, I'll go. I think I like that idea.
But I think for more than anything, understand the relationship between a swordsman and his sword. I think that's
Yes.
where Black
Right.
Blade is gonna get. We're gonna
Come
get
down
more
to.
into it as we go forward.
Yeah, because again, I don't remember the Jimini's box translation, but that is definitely interesting. Are you but some greedy boy with little thought aside from your base desires?
Where
So let's put
yeah,
aside philosophical ideals for now. Let's talk about power. Like, do you think it's gonna help Zoro beat someone as strong as King?
yes. I think that's the thing with Zoro's power ups. They're easy, right? It's like
Yeah.
you give him a black blade or a new blade,
New
it's
sword
just,
or-
it's just
It depends. Well, here's the thing. Well, it depends because does having a black blade instantly make your sword 100 times better? Because if that was the case, then Ryuma and Thriller Bark should have just destroyed and cut in half Zoro's swords.
yeah. That's the
Well,
thing. We don't
if
know
you
how-
remember
we don't know
when
how
Zoro
strong
got
he is.
this, when Zoro got the Shuisui, he commented that
Well-
it's so thick, it's so heavy, and it makes the 1080-pound cannon a bit stronger.
Another thing though is that
Possible
it's
for
like
it to power you up instantly.
But remember also with that, right? I think with Zoro using Shisui is now, I think it's a hindrance a bit.
Really?
Because it wasn't forged through his will.
Oh, he
Oh,
be rebellious
interesting.
then.
Right. So
Uh,
his sword, he
hmm.
will never bring out the true power of Shusui until he forges it black himself. Or combines it with Ryuma's will.
What I want Oda to do is like you need to reset the sword itself. Like, don't leave any residual effect of another swordsman.
Oh,
in the
Ryuma's
sword.
residue is still gonna be there. You can't like it's like
Yeah, I don't really know if I agree with that concept because I mean it robs Zoro of what I would say hard work in a sense. In terms of him not forging it
not
himself.
really because he would be adding to it. And the thing is, if it goes
That's a
in,
cheat code, though, Braga. That's a
no, but if
that's a bit.
if they say that this entire time the sword was kind of restricting Zoro because it didn't really accept Zoro as yet, then it'd be like, okay, once he forged the sword himself, of course it's gonna be remnants of Ryuma's will, but it'd be like his sword for real now.
But if that remnants actually improve his fighting style, I,
I
I
mean,
do
this
agree
just
with
goes
that.
into like as the different generations as they move on. Like his sword would be all for one.
Yeah, in a sense, but I think I think Zoro lives by the idea of meritocracy in a sense. You want to earn this stuff. You want merit.
I
In
think
terms of giving,
I
yeah,
think for him, right? It's like I used to think that, but I think if Zoro can get stronger that way, I don't
yeah.
think he cares because of it's not only for his goal but also Luffy's goal.
Look at this from an outside perspective, Brago.
Mm-hmm.
Zoro is already gifted. He has two Owazamono's great sword.
Mm-hmm.
That is by itself impressive.
Mm-hmm.
To have two black sword at the same quantity is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Those are already advantages you already got just by having that greater sword.
I think by the end, Shiryu gonna have a black sword as well.
I agree, but
He
Zoro
should,
having
yeah.
three? Who?
Whatever. I think if the Blackbeard pirates are collecting devil fruits, I'm sure they're gonna be collecting swords. I'm
And
sure.
I want to pose this question to you guys because I mean, this is very interesting. When Mia talked to Zoro back in the on the Bardi arc, he mentioned the difference in terms of how difficult the Pirate King title was to swordsman,
Yes.
right?
Right.
Knowing that there's another level beyond best in the world in terms of you being revered as a god, does that change how you view the title and status in the series?
No,
Does sword god
no, no, no,
equate to
no. I
Pirate King in
don't.
your world?
I did not think about it that way at
Because
all.
if you believe that if you believe right if you believe that Ryuma actually fought off multitude of strong people, is that feat equivalent to
Well,
uniting
I mean,
him?
again, we don't know who he fought off. We don't know if he was
It-
fighting off fucking. I mean,
no,
it's not like he. It's not like
Froob,
he
Froob,
fought
Froob,
off
Froob, Froob.
Sengoku and Garp
No,
at the
Froob,
same
Froob,
time,
Froob,
and he
Froob.
easily brought them.
No,
No, I mean,
Froob. His story is based off monsters. In monsters, he be the second strongest swordsman in one hit. Ryuma has feats.
You can't compare someone being the strongest swordsman on an island where he's not actively trying to get stronger to someone who traveled around the entire world challenging people until no one was stronger than him.
I think.
But don't you believe that having mythical creature like dragon being defeated so easily
Mihawk
indicates how
could
strong
destroy
you are?
dragons too, dude. Listen,
I mean,
it's look. I think Ryuma was really, really strong, but
Yeah.
comparing this title to me is kind of just like, okay, are you gonna put Calgara on that same level?
yeah, I
Who?
mean,
Okay.
I don't know who the fuck he's talking about, but
Skypiea?
Calgara,
Yeah.
the warrior of Jaya, because these stories are exactly the same.
yeah,
But Judge,
I mean,
Jaya
obviously,
was not being attacked by the government and all that.
Jaya protected.
listen,
Were
I
they?
understand what you're trying to say, but the implication that you're trying to make is kind of dumb to me. I'm not trying to be mean, but it's like,
No,
okay, so now the
it's
power
fine, it's fine.
scaling is going to be okay. So we have world's strongest, and then we have Blade God above that. It's like, you know, like I
mean,
don't think that's how like you're like meant to power
I'm
scale.
posing a question. I'm posing a question in terms of how
No,
difficult is it
I
to be
understand
revered
that,
as
but what I'm
yeah.
trying to say, all I'm trying to say is that I think that it was just like it was just a fucking cool title that they bestowed upon him, the God of the
Okay,
Blade. Like
do
he
you
is the
think-
legend in Wano.
I thought you were comparing
Ryuma.
it to Luffy's title, Lando. My bad. I completely misread what you were trying to say.
No, I was comparing to Luffy's title.
Oh, what?
I was.
Oh, I
What?
mean,
I must have misheard you. I thought you were comparing it to World's Strongest Swordsman.
Yeah,
No,
that's
no.
definitely what I thought you were doing.
well,
No,
the
no,
thing
no,
is,
I'm comparing to Luffy's title. I'm saying what he achieved in terms of making an entire country isolated from the entire world. Is that equivalent in any way to Luffy unifying the world?
Well, no,
Listen?
because the country wasn't isolated.
Wait, what Ryuma did is
Yeah,
implied.
well, look at the context of the words. The Wano was known as the country of gold. It's no longer known as the country of gold, which means that Ryuma didn't actually defend it endlessly without fail.
You're saying that
Otherwise, they would
when
still have
someone
their
took it,
resources.
the thing is for
what
me,
if
the
they
thing
got
is,
mine and used out?
well, the thing is,
I mean, it's possible for resources to be exhausted.
Did you guys view that as it being literal?
Well,
Yeah, of
yeah,
course.
I
I
think so.
mean, in terms of it having sea stone and all that stuff, yeah,
I didn't
it's
think
a,
it was
it's a
like-
mineral-rich country.
No, I'm talking about like where it was like gold, like literal gold, like treasure.
No, I think it was literal gold.
Yeah, it
Well, I
was
think
literal
little
gold.
gold
I
as
think.
well. I think
I
he
didn't
meant-
think it was literal gold. I
Well,
thought
the reason I think it's literal gold
Yeah.
is kind of like this. It goes back. I kind of want to make this a point, but the story of Jaya and the story of Wano is ridiculously similar.
Mhm.
So Cowgirl was the invincible warrior protecting Jaya's treasure from the outside world, and he was undefeated until one day a random adventurer, Nolan, came by, and they were equally as strong. And because of Nolan's interference, basically Jaya got fucked up.
Mhm.
You
We
have to
know
understand-
something happened
Yeah.
between what caused Ryuma's downfall. It's probably because he was defending the world from the outside. He was defending Wano from the outside world. Someone came along.
And then
Maybe
fucking
they
M
befriended
Sama
each
came
other.
in.
But no, that he probably
Said what?
befriended someone. A tragedy happened, and the Wano came what became what it was like today.
Yeah.
But the point is that Jaya was given a city of gold. They didn't have the technological ability to have that gold just be there and manufacture it. They didn't even know it was good for.
Yeah, and that also probably ties into the whole why Wano is like barred off from anyone entering because they don't want a tragedy like that happening again, where everyone's like fucking coming in.
Yeah. I guess I view it differently, where it's like, of course, I think with Ryuma fighting everything off, I think they assumed that it was gold that he was protecting. But I think it was just like other things that he probably held dear, where it's like outsiders, of course, be like, well, why would he be defending it? So, of course, it's a city of gold, you know? That's
Well,
how I view it.
But Brago,
Rumors
do you
only
explain the
come
interest though?
from a place.
Huh?
So like,
Or do you explain the interest that the world having it though? In terms, if those things he had that was so sentimental to him, why would they be interested in those stuff?
Why would they be
Well, he's
interested?
terms
he's
of the
saying
world-
that Brago's saying that
terms
they
of the
thought it
outside
was
world.
gold, but it wasn't actually gold.
I mean, why would they want what he have though if it wasn't gold?
He's saying that they thought it was gold, but
Yeah,
it wasn't
yeah, yeah.
gold.
They
Oh, you're saying that they thought it
no,
was gold.
because of how adamantly he was defending Wano, they would assume that whatever there is valuable, and to most people, the most valuable thing in the world is gold. Well, in the pirate
They said the
world,
pirate.
well, I would
That's a
say
good
that
explanation.
it sounds weird because so there would be no reason to go there unless there was some kind of founded rumor. And if they had been an isolated country, that has to come from somewhere.
or somebody probably either got out or got in, for sure.
Right, yeah, which goes back to the Jaya thing, where there was an
Yeah.
actual city of gold there
Yeah.
when they got there because of the knockup stream. I mean, if it wasn't for the knockup stream, they would have been robbed of their city of gold.
Yeah, that's why I don't think it's going to be.
This is kind of like Wano, except that their country was still there.
That's why I don't think it's gonna be an exact carbon copy where it's like, oh, Ryuma was just protecting gold, because Ryuma just strikes me as a more honorable and like would value different things, and I don't think
Well, it
it's
was
just-
probably like a cultural thing, but we have to
Yeah.
imagine that Wano was probably to a greater degree connected to the ancient kingdom.
yeah.
The ancient kingdom,
Yeah,
given their technological feats during the Void Century, they could have been the one to give all these people these gold.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it.
And it also could be that gold is more important for, I don't know what the fuck it would be important for, but important in some sense in the
We
story.
need more dialogue on this to
Yeah,
really
yeah,
understand what's going on.
yeah.
But it's a good. It's a good
Yeah,
thought.
because I didn't view the city of gold as it being literal. I just think it was just like,
I mean,
Abby-
it could be metaphorical.
yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but it's just I don't know the
And the thing is, because of everything we've been seeing in Wano so far, as far as like how much resources they have, it was just like, oh damn, it's a lot of things that.
Well, like the
really-
weird thing though is like with that,
Mhm.
we've already seen kind of evidence of what could be evidence of gold mining, where it's like how the Strahd escaped from Kaido is they went through that empty mountain that had doors on it.
Mhm.
So it's like someone could have been mining in there a long time
Wait.
ago.
Wait, when? Okay.
And also another thing to contemplate is that I haven't seen too many people talk about this. Is that how did the Kozuki clan let Wano get to this point in time, and why was Ryuma like the failsafe?
well, I think this was way before like
The Kozuki's been here since the Void Century.
or okay. I thought you were kind of assuming like this was like recent, but never mind.
No. This was centuries ago, whenever
Yeah.
Ryuma was alive. But the
Right.
Kozuki clan had been present before that. So something had happened with the Kozuki clan within the politics of Wano, because like unless they were incapable of defending themselves at the time, and like Odin is one of the only strong people to come from that bloodline. It's like what happened.
Well, I mean, just in general, right? It's probably just like there's probably like multiple factions or whatever, right? It's like I don't really know that much about Japanese history, but from what I do know, like it's been like separated and like kind of like there was like times where like one like people kind of just like took it over and like put it under like a main ruler. So it's possible that for a long time it was like separated in different factions, and Kozuki was just one of the main factions.
Well, that's a possibility. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, I just think. I mean, this is interesting dialogue. If we get some more, I would like to get some more information about that. What was Ryuma
Yeah.
defending? So we get more into the lore of Wano than in the
I
past.
think the conversation is so premature right now to have, but
It is.
Yeah,
we
I
gotta
think
wait a lot
next
more.
chapter. I mean, because like the thing is fucking. We haven't even got to the fucking Zoro part of the fight, but I mean,
Yeah,
obviously, there's not much to say. That much to say about that, but
The chapter should be out
after
24 hours from now.
yeah, exactly. After him,
Wait, really?
he's gonna be pissed at the fucking big dude on the bridge. So I think we're gonna get more.
Oh,
We're gonna get more of that dude. So
What are you saying, Lando?
oh yeah, I was just laughing about how funny the gag was in terms of him keep attacking Zoro. I want to see Zoro's reaction.
Well, I think.
what's gonna happen next chapter.
Going back and reading it, I just think he was just really pissed that Zoro was disrespecting Shusui that way.
Yeah, and that coupled with his fighting style, where he only strikes an opportunity presents
Right,
itself.
right. So just like
he's like, I'm not letting you off.
Yeah. He was like he wasn't letting him off the hook, and the whole fight with Zoro and Kamazo is that is what it is. You can take it for what it's worth.
I mean, it depends on who you think Kamazo is. If you think he's Denjiro disguising as a man killer, then
me and
the feat
Drizzt
changes.
Me and Drizzt talked about this. I don't think it's Denjiro.
At
I
this
don't think
point,
it is as well. I don't think it is as well, but
it could
it's
be
possible.
It could be.
Could be.
Yeah, I kind of have it in the back of my mind that it's like possible, but I mean, I don't know. I think the problem is that
Mhm.
a lot of people kind of just assume that this manslayer guy is kind of just like some trash fodder. I don't really think that there's any reason to believe that because he was kind of like going like toe to toe with Zoro for like that little bit. Obviously, I don't think he's as strong as Zoro, but I'm just saying I don't think we should discredit him because a lot of people, and I know Drizzt even brought this up, that like he didn't even have hockey, right? So it's like, oh, how trash is he that he didn't even have hockey? But the thing is like with that, like, okay, take the fishman from Fishman Island, right? He didn't have hockey, and Zoro just cut through his sword. You know what I mean? Zoro wasn't cutting through this guy's swords, and he was using hockey. So there's obviously more to him simply than just like him not having hockey.
No,
You know
he's
what
a
I mean?
ferocious fighter.
Zoro did cut through his sword. I mean, his sword broke at the end.
Did his sword break it then?
Yeah,
Did it?
yeah, of course. Don't you see it? The scythe is in the ear.
Yeah, but that's just like at a weird angle. I don't think that means that it's cut, but
It is
I don't
cut.
know.
Like you can see it. It's definitely cut.
Ah,
carefully.
Oh yeah, it's cut. It's definitely
It's
cut.
cut. It's sword's
But
gone.
He cut.
I was
He
go-
didn't cut.
I was
the,
gonna.
Yeah, he cut it.
I was gonna mention the fact that Truth and Marjorie didn't use.
Wait,
wait,
no,
is it?
it's not.
as well.
It's not
It's
cut.
not cut. It's not cut.
It's not cut.
No,
It's just at a weird angle.
it's at a
to
weird
make it-
angle because when
yeah,
you look
'cause
at it, you
s-
can see.
You can see the the hilt or whatever that is at like the.
He just doesn't
yeah.
have it anymore.
Yeah, it just flew out of his hands. It's not cut.
He
But it's
unhanded
still
it.
short, but it's shorter than what it usually.
Well, he
No,
cut-
it's not
more
shorter.
strong.
It's just at a weird angle. No, it's not shorter.
Like my
Because
dick.
if you look, yeah, yeah. If you
Look at
okay,
the distance in Zoro's.
no,
it took-
Lando, look. Okay, you see, look at the sword, right? You see the sword in Zoro's mouth. You see how it has like the dots on it.
Yes,
know what I
and that
mean?
hilt, yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's the hilt. And then go look at his sword. You can see that the dots are in like the same spot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, the stick part is cut though, because it's more shorter than the one Zoro has in his mouth.
Not really. No, it's like the
Not
same.
really?
It's the same proportion, pretty much.
Really? That shit looks like it's okay. I think we'll wait to see next chapter. But yeah, so what you're saying about Dendro and him being Dendro.
What are you talking about, bro?
I lose the conversation. I'm trying to think about what we're
Lando's like,
talking about.
what about Dendro being Dendro? All right.
Yes, I was about the point of the.
Yo, yeah.
What are we talking about again, bro? Because
It's time to wrap it up.
What comes up to Zoro, I'm just,
Yeah, your mind is all over the
I'm just-
fucking
I'm just
place.
crazy.
You see
That's all, bro.
Onigiri on the fucking screen, and you're like, let's talk about Dendro being Dendro.
Also, well, I mean,
Yeah.
before we wrap it up, the girl that's with Otoko. I mean, actually, before we even get to that, is wait, what is it? Is her name Otoko or Otoki? keep fucking forgetting.
Otoko.
It's Toko.
Toko.
Okay,
Otoko.
Otoko. I think that she's probably. I don't even know. Is this even said? What's the place that Zoro came from? The town,
Ringo.
Ibisu town,
Oh,
or whatever,
Ibisu?
the
Okay,
Laughing
yeah.
Town or whatever. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
she's probably from there, right? Because like
Yeah,
her
most
whole
likely.
personality
Yeah.
of like
Yeah.
laughing
That
and
makes
shit
sense.
like that. So it would make sense for Zoro to kind of like tie into that whole thing with her being with him now,
Yes,
and also,
yeah.
is the girl with him?
Komurasaki.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, Drizzt doesn't think it is. I think it is.
That's what it's implied. That's the.
Wait, what's the argument against it, Drizzt? Because I have to hear this.
Oh, you want me to argue against it?
Yeah, because
Okay, so first I want to preface what I'm about to say by like I don't think it's impossible for this person to be Kurosaki. I feel like it's equally as possible, but the explanation for it has to be better than Oda just sucks at drawing women. So here's what I have to say. All right. So the nose of Kurosaki is different than the nose of this person. Kurosaki doesn't have bangs. Kurosaki's lip shape and size is different than this person, and they're both wearing makeup on their lips, and their lips do not look similar. The last point would be is that Kurosaki here would have to be acting prior to seeing Zoro, so off panel there would have to be an indication of Kurosaki seeing Zoro and then acting whenever the panels indicate that both her and Toko saw Zoro, because the Kurosaki we know is prideful, but she would act like that if she was like, just, oh no, I need saving, but she was screaming before she even came into view. And that's not something she was going, Kira, help me, somebody, Kira. I don't think Kurosaki that we know so far would do that. And from a writing standpoint, so the funerals today, right, of Kurosaki within the timeline of Wano, it just seems like an odd choice for a writer to say there's a funeral and then have Kurosaki appear before the funeral if you're trying to sell that she's dead.
Well, the question now becomes, who would have interest in saving Toko?
Well, we saw during
this is Speed's true form.
Well, no. We saw the entire pleasure district. Yeah. They seem to be kind of backing Toko as well, because whenever she got in trouble with Orochi, someone that wasn't Kurosaki was defending her.
Yeah, so like that's the thing. So Drizzt pretty much said that like it could just be a random, courtesan or whatever. But I think that the likelihood of that is like really low for two reasons. One is like, I don't know, I just see no point in like doing that. Like, why add like a random character when it could simply just be a name character? And two, for the plot, it makes more sense for Kurosaki and Toko to be with Zoro, right? Because I'm assuming that their plot is gonna like kind of be with Zoro for the rest, or not the rest, but for the next part of Wano, and like that's gonna have to tie into the main plot. Because why else would they be brought into here? So like just having some random girl tag along compared to like Kurosaki, who we know.
Well, I don't think she's nameless. She can have a name.
Cool. Well, yeah, no, but what I mean is like, no matter who she is like she's gonna be useless in the greater scheme of things.
Well, that's like saying that half the characters that have been useless in Wano shouldn't have been introduced.
Like who?
Like all of the named characters we've gotten that look funky.
I mean, if you're talking about like
they serve their roles, but
I mean,
like,
if you're talking about like
dude in Ibizu Town he hasn't done anything. He's not super important.
What we know of now.
He serves as an anchor between having met Zoro and the town.
Yeah, I guess.
Are you guys supporting the Kuina theory?
No.
What?
That better not be the case, bro.
Because you did her reaction.
The point being is like, so for this person to be Kurosaki, one, you have to go over all of the physical differences. I don't know. Dude.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about this. Is a bit confusing. She shows interest in being. She shows interest in the swords, and he's.
You wouldn't like that, Froob?
No.
More focus on your boy.
What am I liking?
I mean,
again?
the thing is like, first off, it would be a shitty way for them to fucking come back together. And second off, if Kuina's alive, she's got to be around as strong as Zoro. Like, what the fuck is she running away from this dude? She should clap his ass herself.
Yeah, she's a woman. I mean,
this guy's commander level Froob. You don't understand.
True.
All right. Let's see. Is there anything else as far as Zoro you want to fanboy over, Froob, Lando?
Man, I'm not a fanboy, bro. What's wrong with you people, bro?
Listen, I just want everyone to acknowledge that Zoro actually. The thing is, Luffy needs plot on his side. Zoro doesn't need plot on his side. He has to have the plot going against him.
Just so we're clear, just so we're clear on this, the Scythe, Zoro hockey fight it, right?
Yeah, he hockeyed all.
Yeah, he did hockey it. Yeah.
This is the thing. When he was shown, Jesus Christ, man, my hockey's so low.
Go ahead, Lando. I'm sorry.
When he was shown to hockey fight his blade versus Pika, he hockey fight in his hand first, and then he put it in his mouth. In this case, did he hockey fight in his mouth or?
No, because
that is
it was
such a fucking Lando question.
Oh my god! Why does that fucking matter?
I mean, the panel has been weird in Wano thus far. I mean, if you look at Hex, Drake, and Sanji panel, like he looks at him, then he's off.
So do you think
flying.
Do you think hockey has a taste?
I think Zoro took the blade out, then hockey
That's
fight.
actually a great
What do you
question.
think
And then
hockey
put
tastes
it-
like?
Name the title of this episode. Can you hockey through your teeth?
What does hockey taste
I
like?
mean, when is there a hockey fight then?
What is what?
I mean,
When
I
did
don't
he
think
hockey
it
fight
fucking
it?
matters. I
I don't
think it
know
matters.
when he hockey fighted. Is that a
Yo,
thing?
Lando wants a specific.
Hockey fi? That's.
When did he hockey fight it, bro? Yeah, that's a word.
Oh my god! When is there a hockey fi his shit?
I'm just playing, but
Yeah.
but the aesthetics though looks cool. The black flame stuff.
Yeah, Amaterasu.
Yeah, I think he did the same thing with Raisin as well. Back in Whole Cake when he was attacking Sanji, no, attacking Luffy. Black aura
Raisin did
coming
it?
out. Yeah, he was. I think Raisin did it.
Raising his sword guard level.
Oh, I mean,
The sword guard's like top 3.
No, Sword
No
God is
joke. I was afraid people were gonna take the sword god thing and run with it, and I went onto Oro Jackson and found exactly what I was looking
Of
for.
course.
wait,
People
go
were
on
just
there.
like, yeah, he's stronger than Roger, obviously. I was like, what the fuck
Listen,
is going on
Mihawk is
here?
the world's strongest, but he isn't the sword god. So,
I mean, the connotation of God is he's always gonna be held.
but Mihawk
To
is
a
the
higher
sword god
scrutiny.
though.
Well,
Yeah, I mean,
So
it's
this-
Wait,
much
what was
easier to
the,
become
what was
Pirate
the
King than Sword
translation
God.
for this chapter? Didn't it say like God of the Sword or something like
it says
that?
Guku,
It wasn't a.
it's Gukumaru on the bridge, isn't it?
Wait, what?
he was talking about the translation in regards to how these refer to Ryuma.
Oh,
Yeah.
a god of the blade,
Yeah. Oh shit.
god of the.
Is that what it
blade.
says? God of the Blade.
I'm going off memory.
Oh,
Yeah,
whatever.
I mean,
Anyways, yeah, I don't think that that
Let me
we
go
should put
back
too
and
much
see.
stake in it. I think it was more just like he's pretty much just like an ancient folklore hero of Wano.
They said he was.
Type
Yep,
thing.
he was the god of the blade. Yep, he's
Well,
constant.
That's a pretty cool sounding title, though, gotta admit.
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty
He was
cool.
laid
So
to
what do you
rest
see
with
we
his
going from
katana.
here though?
From here,
Yeah, you think Zoro?
well, if we're following
He'll-
Zoro, he's gonna get lost. So probably Bisu.
Because I mean, you have to be led back to the.
Well, nah, he has someone to tell him where to go now.
Bro, Leo
Okay,
was
let's be
telling
serious for a
Leo was telling Zoro where to go, and he went the wrong way.
let's be serious for like a bit. Right now.
Oh,
I'm
serious.
looking to
I'm
Gukumaru's
serious.
looking through Gukumaru's perspective. Do you think this somehow make you see Zoro as a more worthy candidate for the
Yes.
Suisu?
Yes.
Oh, 100%. I mean, after he dusts fucking that guy and then dusts him,
Well,
he's gonna be.
think about the
That's him.
well, Lando. Think about the reputation that Kamazo has in Wano, right?
Yes,
Right.
he's criminal.
Yeah.
He's known throughout the land.
Yeah, and so Zoro takes him down in like 3 parries, and this guy was just talking about Ryuma taking down his enemies really quickly, and
I don't think this is gonna
He's
be
probably gonna start
enough.
pulling down Zoro's pants and sucking his marrow.
I find this
I don't think this is enough to kind of like, because like the whole thing is like we're assuming he's gonna become his subordinate or whatever. I don't think this is
Yeah.
enough to sway
not
him.
not
I think
enough, but
I think one more thing is gonna have to happen. I don't know what that thing is, but
he's gonna cut his fucking
He's gonna
nose
kill
off.
Toko.
he's gonna kill Toko.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's the
the
easiest way
fact
to do
that
it.
Zoro is so well known in the capital is such a weird thing. The criminal Zoro and that magistrate.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Lando, can you- what the fuck?
I don't know. I'm
I
not-
mean,
Oh,
the
it's so
goat doing.
I don't
mysterious.
know.
Oh,
I mean, the
Yeah.
goat doing
Yeah,
what
Why
it
is it
does.
so known? Like, let's suck
just-
Zoro off some more. Why don't you?
I could just see you caressing the Zoro poster.
Right.
Zoro,
You,
Zoro.
Bro.
no, you guys know that Wolverine picture where he's like he's laying down.
Yeah.
That's Lando every night with Zoro's picture.
I'm not a Zoro fanboy. I'm an admirer. I see the green here. I like it.
Yo, that's wild, yo. Oh man, Lando, only you, only you. And the
No,
thing is,
no,
your
no.
your internet somehow started to like.
Oh,
work.
you
Yeah, as soon as
see,
we got the Zoro, you'd like
you-
power up.
Yeah, it's like it worked better.
Yeah, that's actually funny. I'm reading the. Listen, I gotta say this before I say this. The One Piece Reddit is the most trash shit ever. There's like no fucking discussion. It's just literally, it's literally just.
Fanboys.
What's it like?
I mean, it's just jokes. Like they just like I'm reading the 938 prediction thread, and like there's no actual predictions, just people making jokes. But I do have to say some of the jokes are pretty funny. This guy said, for his prediction, he said, Crabman sees Big Mom and tries to warn Queen that Big Mom is coming, but he can't because he can only walk sideways.
that's pretty funny.
That's like
Oh.
Discord. What is this? Okay. All right. I think we're good. Anything else? Any final words? We've been over at this for a while now. We're supposed to end a lot
Yeah,
sooner.
Yeah, this is a fucking longin.
Yeah.
I'm a
And we
bit
didn't
drained,
have
bro.
we didn't have Matt with the slow on me. This,
I mean, I
video.
made up
I've
for that.
noticed people have been getting on Matt for that more and more every time we see a video.
Because-
Trust me, we don't need Matt with a slow no me when we have fucking Lando with a tangent no me.
And the Drizzt with the
Brago,
Drizzt got the
before-
pessimistic no me.
No, but
Brago,
you know
before we go to the next page, how did Zoro
Yeah,
talk in the site? Was it,
No,
was
how
it
did he
through his teeth?
Hakify? Was
How did he hakify the site?
what the fuck? Where did that come
Oh.
from?
Tight gripping them out, bro.
And
That
as far as
mouthpiece
final
smooth.
thoughts go for the chapter, I think it's probably one of the best chapters you've gotten in the past, I don't know, probably like month and a half.
Yeah,
I agree
it was
with
good.
that.
I like
Exposition was good.
I
was
definitely like
good.
the chapter. I liked it. I love the information we got from the chapter. Just
But it's no
love
10.
it.
There's not a 10. There's not a 10 chapter.
No, it's not a 10.
No 10 chapter.
But you know,
It's about an 8,
I didn't-
8.5.
people were mad at me because I didn't give it a 10. But hey,
I see the
I mean, I gave it a
dislikes.
7.
that's fine.
Oh shit! I saw the dislikes.
Oh
Brago.
well, the thing is, I didn't go crazy when Zoro went purgatory on Agiri. So I mean, it's fine.
You really get dislikes?
Oh,
Yeah, if it is like 100,
it's
dislikes,
over 100. Yeah,
it's over 100, yeah.
yeah, it's over 100. Well, the thing is, it's like because the final attack didn't move me at all. It was just like, oh, okay, cool.
What's wrong with that?
It was. It's like it's. I feel like I saw it coming, right? Where it's
Yeah.
just like, oh no, Zoro's about to one shot this dude, and then he just fucking goes on a Giri, and it was just like, I think in the anime I'm gonna appreciate it a lot more, and I feel like how they've handled Whole Cake, I've been looking forward to the anime a lot more. So I think, I don't know, maybe subconsciously I'm just waiting for the anime for moments like this, because the anime
Even the-
clarifies things a bit better. I think.
Yeah, the anime will make things much easier because if you look at Kurosaki her color sketch,
Yeah, you'd be able
if
to
her
tell.
if her hair is blue, then this mystery girl it'll be much easier to know if she's
May-
Kurosaki or not.
Maybe in the anime they
in the
might
anime.
completely hide her hair though.
Jesus Christ,
They may do that.
might do some shit like that.
Yeah,
Okay,
they might do that. So anyway,
but
this
I
is
like
great.
how
What is-
little small Zoro wank here, but I'm like how Zoro using like
oh my God.
different
Lando, shut the
Different-
fuck up.
different aesthetics. Like yo, the behind the grip, block and this guy, yo, this man is great. Yo, praise,
Zoro's great.
yo, praise the guy, yo.
Zoro's great.
Mama, there goes that man.
Yo, we gotta really evaluate Lando. And make sure
I
he
can't
knows.
even tell what's genuine at this point.
I don't know. I don't
I'm
know.
playing, bro. I'm
I
playing.
don't. I think you're dead ass. But yo,
I'm not a fanboy, but I don't play on it because you guys think I am, but I'm not a
uh-huh.
fanboy.
Listen, before we end the stream, I gotta give you my theory, and you guys gotta tell me how shitty it is.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
All right,
Will
what are
do.
the chances that Luffy eats the Oshiruko in front of Big Mom and Queen, and they both fucking rape him?
No. While they're cranking that queen, Luffy's eating it and watching like, yo, y'all getting it? Go ahead. And no, that'd be wild because Luffy, come on, no.
I can see it.
I mean, which is a worse reality for Queen? Find out that Kurosaki is dead or Big Mom eating the Oshiro.
Shiroko, how he's talking about it.
Like it's oxygen too.
Yeah, that's like
No,
I
I just realized.
would let nobody else have any. Like,
Because when,
I
he,
just realized that,
when he finds out that
Queen-
Kurosaki is dead, he's gonna be crazy.
yeah, yeah.
Queen versus Zoro is actually very likely because once Queen finds out that Zoro's gonna fuck Komurasaki, he's gonna be
Wow.
pissed.
Yeah,
What if
That's
you
a
found
plot
out
point.
that Sanji?
Well, I
already
don't
fucked
think
her?
he sees Komurasaki like that.
Sanji's a virgin.
No, he's not.
we don't think he sees Kurosaki love interest shits or
No, because he refers to her as Ton. Ton is the phonetic for child.
What?
oh, okay.
You refer to someone with Ton when you see them as a little kid, an infant, basically.
Well,
Yeah, but,
let's,
like, I don't know.
let's be
Well,
honest.
The Intellizer.
actually-
Queen does
Well,
look
hold on,
like
yeah,
a
but-
pervert.
Well, I mean,
I mean, hey, he worked under the guy for Roni Kenta, so I mean, hey, listen. You know what I'm
wait, but
saying?
Drizzt, I don't know anything about Japanese culture, right? But like, fucking, there's got to be more to it than that, right? Because like, just to give an example, this is kind of like in the opposite direction. I know you guys are gonna fucking love this one, but like I'm sure there's something in fucking Japanese culture to where like you know how like in fucking our culture like girls fucking call guys daddy and shit like that. I'm sure like
Okay.
in fucking Japanese culture they fucking call like people like senpai and shit like that as like a sexual thing. You don't think it could be a thing like
Oh
that?
shit.
Well, no, I think he
Froob just
called. I
changed
think
the
he is,
game with
I
that
think
one.
he's cute in the sense that he wants to protect her. Like
Call
I
me
think
senpai.
he has like a sort of like protection. I don't think he's sexually attracted. Like I want to bang Kamurasaki more than everyone
Call
else.
me senpai.
Yo, don't you find the dialogue about the prostitute a bit interested when she said she gonna repay back Zoro? Like what?
Dude, there's been a bunch of sus lines.
What she could possibly repay him back with?
Pussy.
Dude, that's exactly what Tsuru said to Zoro whenever Zoro rescued Tsuru to begin with.
Yeah, it's like
Pussy.
what
All
else?
right.
What else gonna repay back with?
All right, I'm ending this because we're gonna talk about this shit all night with Lando and Froob with fucking Zoro fans. I swear to
Yo,
God.
listen,
Yeah,
not
but
a Zoro.
listen. Last thing.
I'm an admirer.
That. Yo,
No.
like the
Last
video,
thing. Okay, fine. Like the video.
subscribe,
Like,
Drizzt,
like.
Lando, Froob, and
Use-
Matt B somewhere. I don't know the fuck Matt B is.
Use the mouse to like the video.
Does King still do
I
that?
hate everything. he did,
Yeah, bro, he still does that shit, bro.
Shout out to Cole, man, for 8 years. Yes, that outro, Mr. Consistent. Well, yeah. Shout out to King. Appreciate you guys. Like the video, subscribe. Catch you guys later.
Yes. Peace.